You don't need a killer dragon for me. Ooh, I don't need no fairy tale.
Last time, what happened? You guys went to Ashbarrow. You arrived at Ashbarrow. You got harassed by some good-natured guards. Ugla thought he had the fire corruption, but he didn't. You met Willow, i.e. Lily, and talked to her. She told you what little she knew, and you decided that wasn't very much. Then you began the journey around Scorched Grove up to the home of the Tenders of the Scorched Grove, i.e. the Druid Circle. It took you a while. You almost died when on your way there. In fact, several of you very nearly died. It was not like an almost thing. You were dead if one more person had gone down. But you made it. Yay! But you made it. You got there, realized what a... Oh, we lost Kosher. You got there, realized what a horrible, horrible mistake this choice was, and that's where the session ended. Oh, he's back.
Yeah, I don't... yep.
So, you got there, realized it was a terrifying place, and stepped like 3 feet in, and we ended the session. Then, Dungeon licked his plate, I think.
Little extra jelly, man.
I missed it. Oh, dang.
All right. So, we pick up this time. Genra, you got lost in the home life. When they, when they came by, they brought you, and you were supposed to go up to Ashbarrow, and you got there, and then you started missing homes. You slept in. You started writing letters, and then they left without you, the jerks. And so you grabbed your letter. It's a really long letter. It's like this long, maybe. You kind of have to like hold it, and part of it's like flapping in the wind, and you're running after them, like, I'm going on an adventure.
Occasionally bounding up and flapping around and then landing.
Yes.
I have to toss that in because I was envious because I tried to do that last session and discovered I can't.
Yeah. We discovered
Even naked.
We discovered that Genra is actually the only bird with the short-range flight ability. The other two don't have it.
The one that's actually a bird.
Yeah, the two that are like the most...
Genra not only flies, but she sees things.
Yes. The two birds that are most likely to spend most of their days in the air can't do it. The one that is definitely pretty heavy and spends most of its day sitting in water definitely can.
I wasn't allowed to have
Makes
sharp
so much
fingernails and flappy wings. Had to pick one.
I would agree with that.
There you go. So, we pick up this time. Genra, you're, I don't know, like 10 minutes south of the Grove. You're starting...
Randy,
yes.
You missed a huge detail. We got a new party member.
Oh, yeah. Didn't Rusty get a pet?
What?
Jeff joined the party.
Oh,
His name's Jeff?
Yes. The lizard in the jar.
Oh, the lizard in the jar! I did totally forget about that guy.
Who is Jeff?
It was,
why is he a lizard in a
yeah,
jar?
Silver remembers. It was Fred, not Jeff.
Oh,
Fred.
yeah.
Shit. I'm sorry, Fred.
So Rezik, before they had left Ashbarrow last session, Rezik went to the market, and he was looking for like odd or obscure things he could buy, stuff that's out of the ordinary. One of the things he located was a gecko or gecko, maybe this big, that is fire corrupted, that has the fire corruption, and it's apparently the fire corruption grants you a few things. It grants you undeath or permanent life. It makes you like brainless or mindless. And it's essentially like if you take Fred as your only example, it makes you a zombie. Because anytime you pick up Fred's jar, he attacks your hand he attacks the glass where your hand is.
Unless you ask him if he wants to be named Corrupty, then he gets chill.
That's true. Okay.
We did learn an important fact about corruption, and that we got bit by the corrupted whatnot, and we got the ointment on it, and it worked.
Right. So that part where they almost died, they were attacked by what appears to have been a corrupted, like powerful cat beast of some kind, which
we suspect is something else.
which Lycus has hypothesized might be one of the druid's attenders, because it had some like intelligent-looking eyes and a particularly glowy pattern. But one of the other things that Resic purchased was fire balm, which supposedly assists in not succumbing to the corruption. Okay, Genra,
So that's really everything.
Genra, you're like 10 minutes south. There's like
Okay.
a bunch of brambles up on the right side, so you know you're probably in the right area, but you're coming up. Trio, you have just walked into the bramble passage, dangling runic strips of hide or paper or something like that, very softly glowing to Lycus's still magically viewing eyes. A very ominous feel. A definitely, this is, like skin crawling sensation as you walk into this tunnel of briar.
We got to get out of here. That symbol is 100% the symbol that I saw burning Winnowing Reach. Murdering
That's what I told you 5 minutes ago when you wanted to walk in. Why are we going in? I'm turning around, right?
The strangest compulsion, but it has passed.
Woo!
Let's get the hell out of here.
Well, I guess if I gotta.
You
I
turn
told you
around.
guys I would stick with you guys, so I'm following you.
You turn around to walk outside. Everyone, the three of you, make perception checks. The three of you should go ahead and fail your perception checks.
I roll a 2. I'm just going to declare it.
Yep.
In order to
There's Lycus's 2.
I know. I was like, little on the nose there.
Ah,
The money.
that's pretty good.
Hey,
And a 7. Yeah, well, I mean, as is tradition, no one doing very well, but
Ugla breaks free of the curse of the 10, though.
Yeah, Ugla has succeeded in passing double digits for the first time in his life.
Outside of the 2 20s he rolled in survival somehow.
Yep. Ugla, you. It's poetic, I guess, that you are the one who passed this check. As the three of you walk your way out of the passage, Ugla, once again, you hear the sound of burning. Something is aflame within the Briar tunnel. You look back as more of a PTSD response. You're like, you flip out a little bit and look behind you. Just a tunnel. Everything's fine. You step outside. It's okay.
I step outside and don't hear it anymore.
Nope.
So yeah, Ugla would assume that was actually his PTSD and the strain of those memories wearing upon him, reinforcing his decision to avoid that area and keep it to himself.
Good. Right about this time, you spot Genra running up, out of breath. I'm coming on the adventure. She's got her piece of paper in her hand for some reason. Her feet are unnaturally big for no particular reason. Then you blink and the paper's gone and her feet are normal sized.
Oh, good. You got here just in time. We're headed back to Ash Barrow.
Oh, what happened in there? I thought we were going inside.
That's where the tinders of the scorched grove are, and I got this little symbol hanging from the party favors up there, and it's the symbol I've seen in my dreams and visions of our hometown burn. So probably not a good place to go.
Yes, that's quite ominous. I mean, weren't we told to come up here or something? I don't know what happened.
I felt like she told us to look into it, but I mean, I guess we're not supposed to come here specifically because it doesn't feel right.
Genra,
Well, I mean, if you all insist on going back, I guess I could use more of a walk.
Well, we have their symbol. Lycus made some perfect representations of them, so we can make some copies of those, try and impersonate them around town, and see how we can.
Again, if you like, you can
Alright.
roll Arcana against the symbol.
Wait, was that me?
Yes,
That I can-
Genra, if
Okay,
you
yeah,
like,
that's
you
what I
can
thought.
roll Arcane.
Yeah.
Ah, good. The rolling queen is back.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. Now we can expose plot.
Lucky goose.
Yeah.
Genra, Lycus pulls out the symbol while Ugla makes reference to it, and it tracks into your mind immediately. You have never seen this in person, but as a minstrel and a bard, you have seen it pass through your town in other bardic tales. This is the primary symbol of followers of the Predator.
Okay. Could I roll like history?
You can. You're a
Okay.
bard. The answer to can I roll is basically always yes.
Yay!
Of course.
Yay, more
Excellent.
yay.
The Predator is not someone who surfaces very often, as he is a symbol in the cosmology of the Humblewood that has basically traditionally lost. He is not a true god or goddess, but is an entity of power that is suspected to have been involved in the scorching of the grove. Since that time, he had gone underground, disappeared, maybe even died. But his primary motifs are just anti-Humblewood and willing to give power to evil.
Got it. Oh my. Well, I hesitate to tell all of you this, but I do recognize that.
It's the tinders of the scorched grove symbol.
The predator.
I need Resic and Ugla to make intelligence checks. Of course.
So, saving throw? No, just a normal one.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yep, of course.
Sweet.
Oh my gosh!
We're-
Come on.
We're brain dead.
I'm
Resic and
so
Ugla, you guys
sad.
like Resic and Ugla like look at each other. Like you can looking at their faces, you can tell that the predator means something to them, but they just can't figure out what the fuck it is.
Oh come on! If it's related to religious stuff, he wouldn't know it from just being around
It's
the
not
elves and stuff.
like I said. He's not a religious figure. He's not.
Oh.
He's not a god or goddess. Out of character knowledge, it's actually relevant to your time in the West.
I assumed that as soon as you said the predator, I was like, oh, well, okay. But
Right.
character.
Yep. But unfortunately, your mind betrayed you, both of you, at the same time, with the same roll. God, that was abysmal.
Like the predator? Oh no, that sounds terrible.
Lycus, you knew or you know that there is a patron to the more nefarious of arcane elements, i.e. he is willing to be a warlock patron. But you have not heard of any particular exploits relating to the predator.
Yep.
Yes, don't you all remember the childhood song about the predator? I'm guessing not. Okay, all right. So it goes something I think like this: the predator, he comes at night and flickers a light, and everything goes awry. And that's all I remember. But it was a stupid song even then, but it is quite true. In fact, I do believe that he. I think he's associated with fire and something, basically he's just evil, if you catch my drift. Just
Evil, yeah.
think of him and evil are the same thing. A concept, a being maybe, but just overall just pure evil. It's a very bad thing. We do not want to get involved with the predator.
I think it's. I mean, it's more than just a thing. It has to be real somehow.
I mean, I do agree. I thought it was all just, a story told to scare children, but I don't know.
So if it's evil, why do they like it? Why would they put his symbol and stuff up? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, the question is, who would put a symbol up? It's probably somebody who
Them.
idolizes the predator.
Let's walk away a little ways before we keep.
I agree. We should
Yeah,
probably
let's go
talk about
back.
this in the light of day, where it's not so spooky and scary and impending doom.
Impending
Look,
doom.
I wonder if is he part of the reason why people don't like. Well, of course, there's other reasons why people don't like my people so much. But I'm wondering is that like is he just potentially is he a Vulcan?
I don't think so. I've never heard of an actual form or race or anything associated with him, but it's you should think of him. I personally think of him as this being cast in flames, not really a form that should be familiar with, but
Wait,
I mean, Predator
Constantly
does consuming certain
consuming.
things.
a being made of flames?
Indeed, yes, he's associated with burning things, I
Oh.
believe. Unless I'm
I
thinking of something
saw
else.
No, I saw a figure made completely out of flames in the shape of a man wearing a purple gem with that symbol on it, killing
Really?
my beloved religious order leader, temple master,
Vague religious figure. Got it.
head priest.
There we go.
Well, that sounds quite frightening. I don't know. This seems like you know exactly what I'm talking about then.
I do. I saw it in a vision when I grabbed the torch back at Meadowfen.
Oh, really? Well, that is not a good sign. Is there somebody that we could consult about this creature? I don't have much to go off of except what I've been told by people in the city and
I got an idea. Let's go to the opposite of a temple. Let's go to the bar. And we're going to look for the seediest, scariest looking dude in the room. We can go up and flash that symbol and give him a little nod and see what happens.
A predator consumes, it eats out the inside. Huh.
Not a good one.
Nope.
Sad. Damn it.
All right, so you guys begin headed south.
Oh.
You've got a day and a half back to Ash Barrow. It's almost night now since you spent some time here at the Tenders area. What are you doing? You head south. You basically same plan. You doing anything else on your travels back?
Let's make sure we camouflage ourselves as we're heading back.
Yes, that was the plan. And then I also plan on setting up an alarm for myself, and pretty much every time we camp down.
Okay.
A flash hits Ugla's eyes. Banton. His name was Banton. That's the guy I was talking about.
That's true. His name was
My friend of
Banton.
30 years.
Ooh,
Yes.
got it. Yes,
But,
yes. Sometimes it's fine to have memory loss. You are old.
Ugla, what's my name?
Like, what did I say? Rezus and God, Lykic or something. I had a good inversion last week.
I'm gonna say, having been completely freaked out about almost dying, Sick is gonna sleep in everything this time.
Oh, really?
Unless he can't.
Oh, you can, but your sleep quality is very low.
Yep. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we get exhaustion.
You already
This
have
would
1
be a
point
good
of
sleep.
exhaustion, in fact.
So are we taking a rest or are we going to a bar?
Oh, you have a day and a half to get back to Ash Barrow.
Travel.
Yeah, we're
So
we're
traveling.
gonna have to sleep.
That's
You're definitely
nice.
traveling, and it's like 4 or 5 p.m. already, so dark soon.
That's not good.
Yeah, let's
So you
let's move
travel.
quickly.
You travel a few hours to the south to put as much different distance between you and the Briars as you can before nightfall. Night comes, and everyone but Genra is already very tired, as you guys had a point of exhaustion from last night. I need a survival check from Rezik if he's planning to disguise camp.
Oh, and I'm going to help,
Ah,
not roll.
there you
Help.
go. All right, you can roll again with it. So go ahead.
Okay.
Get
And-
more than.
and-
Oh,
Oh,
it just cancels out the disadvantage from the from exhaustion.
oh, that's true.
Oh, right,
So the
yeah,
first
'cause
roll would stand.
No, so you still got a 20.
Okay.
Could roll guidance, but it's not going to make any difference.
Mhm.
You feel like the camp is very well disguised. You've learned some lessons since the last times, and you think if any wandering, scary cat people come by, they probably won't notice you.
Mm. Mm.
Everyone beds down.
We set watch.
Ah, do you?
Yes.
Oh, good. Rezik sets his alarm around the camp, and what is the order of watches?
Genra, do you mind taking first watch since you're probably the least sleep?
Oh my! I mean, certainly sure. I'll just practice my lyre and hope for the best.
Perfect. I'll take second watch.
Resik, if you can take third, I'll take fourth.
That works for me.
All right. Watches are established. The trio of exhausted people lay down to sleep. Genra pulls out her lyre and begins to practice, destroying any hopes of hiding the camp under the cover of night.
Of course.
By making noise.
God.
I know. I was like, when I was saying it, I was like, shit.
Okay. Genra, make a perception check.
Not the best, but not the
best,
worst.
but not the worst. In the night, you remember the second line of that song, which is what you've been working on for the whole time. And just before the end of your watch, you think you spot a pair of glowing red eyes out in the darkness. And for a moment, you think that there are many of them because it's like glowing red eyes, and then there's like, oh, holy shit, there's more. Oh, no, there's more. And there's actually like 8 pairs of glowing red eyes. But you squint a little, and some of the eyes like resolve more into lines. You think you spot like 2 glowing red dots and 3 red lines coming out beside them. Had the other party members described this to you, you'd probably recognize the scary Hellcat thingy. But since they didn't, you just spot this spooky light up in the darkness.
Is there any noise associated with it or nothing?
Silent as can be.
That's
It sits
scary.
and just kind of watches you watching it for the last 10-15 minutes of your watch. A few minutes before you would be planning to shift, the eyes close and the lines disappear.
That's because Genra was singing a lullaby. Obviously.
Right.
I mean, what else would she do with her time? She
Agreed.
was trying to remember the lyrics to that little, like, children's song, but, then she saw the eyes. She got really freaked out. And, one of those natural tendencies to calm oneself for her is to sing lullabies, apparently. So that's what she did. And she feels like she did a great job because the eyes closed. So
Must have worked.
must have worked.
Your watch ends. Second watch arrives. Roll perception for me. Second watch.
Can I, before I talk to Genra,
No,
Oh.
if you wanted to chit chat, you could.
Genera, how was the watch? Everything okay?
It was very quiet. I did notice something peculiar. In the distance, it seemed like something or many somethings at one point were watching us, and I don't know how to feel about it. It was like these red eyes, and maybe there were also other eyes or something else on the side of it. I don't quite know. I couldn't get a good glimpse at it, but I did
So
see it close, I think. So maybe it left or fell asleep. I don't know. I sung it a lullaby and hoped for the best.
it had red eyes, and then
Yeah.
other red eyes beside
Yes.
it.
Yes. Is this
Maybe a
familiar?
spider?
It was some distance away, so I don't think I'd be able to spot a spider's eyes quite so
Big spider.
large.
I mean, I
Unless it
can't think
was
of
a
anything
big
else that has
spider.
more than 4 eyes.
I mean, I don't know if there were eyes. They disappeared, and then there was one particular set that seemed to stand out. So I'm not entirely sure. It could have been my brain just playing tricks on me. I'm not sure.
What general area was it in?
She points over in a direction.
Well, I'll keep
I'm
an
not
eye out.
sure.
We did get
Yes.
attacked by something with red eyes the other night.
Oh, really? You didn't mention that.
Yeah.
What was it? Did you get a good look?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It mauled me and Rezig. It was just this massive, massive cat-like creature with
Oh,
giant glowing red eyes and red war paint looking stripes beside it.
stripes, you say?
Oh well, no, it had the corruption. So glowing corruption beside it.
Interesting.
Long red lines.
I don't want to upset you, but I do think there might be some relation to what you're saying to what I saw. So let us just hope.
Maybe the corruption lines you thought were eyes?
I don't know. I do not know what I saw. I cannot confirm nor deny anything.
But it didn't come over here?
No, it seemed to have been watching for some time and then it went away. Or
Hmm.
so I thought.
Maybe it couldn't see us. I mean, we are pretty well disguised.
Well, I was playing my lyre, so.
Maybe it just heard you. Doesn't know where it was actually coming from.
It felt very piercing on me. I did feel its gaze, so I don't know. I could be feeling things that are coming from my crazed sense of insecurity. I have no idea, so I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable or scare you before your shift. But, yes, that's.
It has the ability to rip one of us in half in
Well,
one.
I'm going to go to sleep, and by sleep I mean not sleep because now I'm terrified. So thank
Okay.
you very much for that. I do find some peace in knowing that I will hear you scream if that does happen first. So thank you for being the warning sign.
Rezek set an alarm too.
Yes. I do hope that all of that works.
Okay. I'll be ready if it comes around, and the alarm will go off and you'll hear me stabbing it.
Okay.
Or maybe it went to bed.
Maybe. All right. Second watch. Go ahead and make your perception check. As always. Ugla, you.
Oh, so Ugla puts all of his armor on
Okay.
and readies his sword and shield, not willing to be caught naked again if this creature is on the.
All right. An extremely noisy process. Ugla puts all his armor on. You stand there, fully at attention. Then you're like, oh shit, my sword is probably not even sharp enough to cut that damn cat. So you sit down, you begin to sharpen your blade. And you're so focused on sharpening the blade, and the time just flies by. Nothing seems to happen. You know what? Your watch comes to an end.
And at the end of it, I realize, wait, this is star metal. It's sharper than the sharpening stone.
Yep.
I've wasted my
You
time.
spent a solid 2 hours just dulling a sharpening stone.
Okay. Glances around. Well, at least there aren't any beasts.
Okay. Never do that again.
Never again.
Never again, God.
Never again.
They need to get rid of that.
All right.
It's just extra weight. I probably do need to get rid of it. I
Yeah,
give it to
probably
somebody who
should.
can use it.
All right. Passing off to third watch.
So I asked for basically a sit rep and say, hey, what did you see anything? Was there anything to report?
I think Genris saw the thing that attacked us. So I went ahead and put my armor on just to be ready if it was going to attack. But I didn't see anything. Maybe I scared it away by sitting here all armored up.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully it doesn't bother us tonight.
Yeah. Keep your eyes peeled. Maybe it tasted enough steel the other night.
Maybe it's too injured to come attack us again. It's not
Yeah, it was like a day and a half ago. Come on. All right. I'm
Okay.
tired. Holler if you see anything crazy.
I will. Hopefully the alarm wakes you guys up.
Oh, I'll be ready this time.
Okay. Rezik, look around. Nice.
Yes, there it is. Finally, some relief.
The only 20 he'll get all day.
120.
All right, Rezik, you're feeling pretty hyper vigilant. Did you went ahead and slept in your armor?
Yeah.
Okay. You've got that alertness, like someone like jolted you awake in the middle of the night. You haven't rested nearly enough, but you're on adrenaline and you're afraid of getting pounced on. So you got more adrenaline. So you're on it. You are looking all over the place. You can see everything. The watch seems to go by with no issues. At one point, you thought you saw those red eyes, but then you realized you were looking at the sky, and it must be a passing bird or something.
Okay.
But wait, can birds get fire corruption? But then it's gone.
I could have had a frame for my lizard.
You could have. In this universe, like in all universes, pigeons are useless, and so they are not intelligent creatures. They're still just pigeons in Humblewood. But they grew to be human size, so they're just fucking enormous. 4-foot tall pigeons. No brains.
I thought that was the Luma.
Oh yeah, damn it. Fuck.
I was
No.
wondering.
The Luma are doves.
Luma are doves, but I think doves are related to pigeons.
Doves are related to
They're very similar.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Other than that brief moment, nothing seems to happen.
Okay.
Roll Constitution save, Rezik.
Oh no.
Oh no. You're maybe 75 minutes into your watch. When that whole 1 point of exhaustion and sleeping in your armor thing catches up to you. The adrenaline wears off. The sleepies roll in like a freight train. And you try and stand up and perk up and put your head back on the swivel. And then oh, my boots untied. You bend down. I don't even have booze.
Right.
Fourth watch. Why don't you roll perception to see if you wake up naturally
Oh.
with a pretty hard DC, given that you're exhausted.
Oh, right. I'm exhausted, so I probably need to roll with disadvantage.
You do.
Ooh.
Okay.
Still good. All right. You wake up about an hour into when your watch time is supposed to be. I agree. It's hilarious. But yeah, you kind of like startle awake, not sure what really like pushed you out of slumber, but you kind of jolt to wakefulness, and you hear the snores of your companions. You sit up very quickly. You don't see Rezik. Oh wait, there he is, asleep at his post. Looks like he was looking at his feet for some reason. But more importantly, it's not too bad. The fire's warm, so at least there's that.
Fire?
Oh right, you didn't light a fire.
No, I didn't light a fire.
You know, Ugla
I
must
look
have.
around. Is it next to Ugla? Is
You
it
know,
next to
Ugla
me? Is
must
it
have
next
lit
to Red?
that fire. He's sitting right next to it.
I'm looking. I'm scanning the horizon to see if there's anything that can.
Oh, I mean, if there were things about, they would definitely know you were there. But it's like early pre-dawn, just the hints of light starting to hit that horizon. You're probably past the point of danger, but you have no idea when Rezik fell asleep or when this fire was lit. It probably was during the dark hours.
Right. Is after I went to sleep. I've gotten a full night of sleep. Do I have exhaustion?
No, because you didn't sleep in your armor.
Right. So okay. Going to go ahead and get up, look around. And I'm gonna take the rest of my watch until everyone wakes up naturally.
Okay.
And is Resik still in his armor?
Rezik is definitely in his armor. And he is tossing and turning regularly.
I'm gonna go ahead and probably nudge him awake to go ahead and get him out of that. I'll nudge him to see first if he wakes up, and then if he does, help him get out of his armor, and then resume.
Given the state of exhaustion he's going to be in, nah, he doesn't wake up.
Okay. All right.
At one point, he starts to roll over, and then he rolls onto like a particularly bad fold of the chain, and is like and just rolls back over.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get you some rest. All right. So does the next hour pass? Does the next like 2 hours pass uneventfully?
It does. You
such
find...
that I can probably you know what, I'll just no, I'm not going to use that fire, but I'll probably go ahead and pull out some bread, break it open, start breakfast.
Okay. The three remaining sleepers, wake to the smell of reasonably fresh bread. It's not exactly easy to bake on the move, but given he had a little time, it smells pretty nice. If there were any ravenous cannibal bakers in the area, you'd all be dead. But luckily, you seem to be okay. Rezik, you wake in one of the worst states you've ever felt. You've been hungover before. This is worse. Your body hurts. Your stomach hurts. Your head hurts. Your legs are stiff. Your wings are stiff. Just everything about you does not feel good. You're at exhaustion level 2. Your speed is halved for today, as well as you're still at disadvantage for all ability and skill checks. Okay, everybody comes awake. There's a little bit of fresh bread and some trail rations to be had.
Oh, I felt like I fell out of a tree last night.
You very well might.
Oh no.
Uh,
Wait a minute. We didn't switch over for watch.
you never woke me.
Oh. Oh no.
Well, someone did, because you
Oh,
prepared a
well.
fabulous
No,
breakfast.
I woke up myself and started on breakfast.
Hold on just a moment. Ugla, can you roll me a D90, please? Of course. Of course. Dungeon literally can't roll anything but a 2.
He is a 2, yeah.
And glad it wasn't a 1.
Dungeon,
There's a mile between a 1 and a 2.
Dungeon,
Somehow.
I need you to raise that number that I gave you to 2.
Okay.
You woke up next to the fire again this morning. As with last time, once you've noticed Rezik, though it takes you a lot longer to notice than it should because of how tired you are, Ugla once again somehow made a fire in the middle of the night. He left and returned through the alarm many times to gather wood, and nothing else seems to have done so.
So, Resic fell asleep. We started a fire. I think there was music before I went to sleep. I'm glad I'm alive. I'm glad I'm alive.
Great day.
Yes. Who had time to go get firewood? I'm quite confused.
I'm going to assume I did that again.
What do you mean again?
He did it in the middle of the night last time.
You were here for that one. We were camped on the south side of Ashborough under the stars.
Yeah, on your way to Ashborough, he did that once. Gemma.
I don't remember.
So
It was pretty late.
I'm gonna roll insight on Resic to see if I notice that he didn't see it before.
Are you trying to notice his exhaustion, basically?
Okay, fair. The fire, the fact that he didn't recognize that the fire was.
Right, but like, what are you trying to learn?
I'm trying. He's trying to put 2 and 2 together because if Resic didn't know the fire was there and was surprised about the fire, and Resic had the shift after Ugla, that's messed up.
Yeah, after Ugla and before you, so it had to have happened during Resic's shift. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, insight's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
You definitely put all those logical dots together.
Okay.
Well,
Lycus is just like it goes through that whole line of logic and then goes, "What is going on?" He looks to Resic, he looks to Ugla, he looks to Genra, then back.
Evidently, the only way I can sleep is if I'm building a fire. Very strange.
That is uncomfortably close to a lot of what we've been talking about. I will say that. I don't like it. One bit.
Maybe it's my overwhelming drive to protect you guys. Maybe it just goes off and you can feel how cold you're getting sleeping outside under the stars and has to warm you up.
Genra, as he says this and he puts his hand to his chest to, implore you that he's so heartfelt, you notice that another of his fingers is blackened.
Oh dear. And this has happened once before. So that's twice.
Yeah. I
did
guess it's
you
just my new thing.
perhaps- Did something happen to your finger?
What, the brown one? He looks at his hands. Or black?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, there's another one that's kind of dirty. Maybe it's from playing with the fire. He goes to rub it off.
Does it come off?
Find that to be very strange.
Well, looks like I got 2 black fingers.
This
Probably
is
should
none
get
of my
that glove.
sense.
Well, at least it's not fire corruption, like I thought it was.
I do think it's something related to the fire, though.
Yeah, looks like I get burnt, and it started after I grabbed the torch, so
No.
maybe I should go back and find that torch. go back to Winnowing Reach at some point and figure out what kind of magic's on it. Maybe some of it rubbed off on my fingers.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't take it with you.
Well,
Like
it
just
looks
looks
like
to
it
his
was in
bag
its
on his hip and then
ceremonial
turns-
slot.
I look around the room. Surprising,
Hmm.
none of us took that.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you mean. And there's a limp sack on his belt, and he pulls out the torch.
Oh, you brought it. Wow.
Oh my god.
Kind of felt like we were supposed to leave that there. Why did you bring it?
Or leave anything behind that might still be useful?
I mean, I guess I'm kind of glad you brought it. Maybe it'll hold a clue to what the fuck is wrong with my hand. Are there any markings on it or any hints or anything? Can anybody's eyes read really tiny markings in case it's super small?
He hands it over to Genra.
The only person
Yeah,
whose eyes are any good.
Yes, it does look the same. Should I roll anything to see if it's changed?
No,
Would
it's
it
the
be
same.
Arcana? Okay. No, it looks the same to me. I don't know. Would you like to hold
Wait.
it? I don't.
How did it burn me again from your bag? Maybe just having it nearby is burning.
Well, Lycus, do you know if it was positioned differently in your bag?
It's he rummages around in there, pulls out a hammer, pulls out a saw, pulls out a mug, pulls out a large jug that looks like it's about 5 gallons full. No, I didn't. Nothing's really changed.
That's quite strange. I guess it's
In Resic's tired state, he goes, "Well, I wonder what would happen if we just cut the fingers off."
I couldn't hold a sword properly.
Use your offhand. Use the shield for that one.
You know, I do think he has a point. I mean, if this whole thing is
It's spreading.
then you do need to take care of that.
There's got to be some magic we can find to cure it. I don't want to cut my fingers off.
Let me sit down
It's
and
better than two than 4, right?
I mean, it doesn't hurt or anything. In fact, they're
Yes.
kind of distinctive. What if all my skin was like that? Be kind of cool.
I mean,
Well, we don't even know what it is.
we don't know what it is,
I would
and the
definitely get
more
advantage
it
on
becomes
being stealthy. If all my
prevalent,
skin was pitch black like that.
it might have some sort of symptoms or side effects from the more it burns you or whatever it does. I don't know why it changes the color of you.
Well, I have woken up and built a fire twice, or built a fire in my sleep twice. So maybe it's just no, I already had one.
Could
That doesn't make
it
any
be
sense.
that we kept it
You
with us,
know.
maybe?
I don't know.
Did anything happen the last time when you first did it?
Yeah, it was when I was holding it, it burnt the hell out of my hand.
No.
I had that
When
vision.
you first lit a fire without knowing it.
I woke up just like I did this morning, feeling totally normal, except there happened to be a fire there.
And nothing else had occurred over the time in which you were sleeping, or
No, just that we all fell asleep. Seems like I do it when we all fall asleep.
Did maybe you have a dream?
Yeah, that makes sense. Let me see. Did I have a dream?
Did I? Let me ask God up here. Did I have a dream, God?
What would I roll to try and remember any dreams?
I'm gonna go with intelligence. You
About as
definitely
good as
had
his gets.
dreams, but you don't think they were any relevant dreams.
I had a dream that we were eating Lily's beets, and they were big and swollen and purple, delicious. But other than that, not much at all. Totally normal dreams. Boy,
I
I'm
don't
kind
know
of
if
hungry.
I'd qualify that as normal, but
Did you have the same beats I had? So good.
I don't know what you mean by that. Either way, that's very
Oh,
peculiar.
oh, you weren't here. You missed out on her beats. You probably think I'm
Oh,
crazy and just love beats, although they are.
I
Yeah,
do
we met.
actually.
We met Lily, and she made delicious beets, fresh picked from the field out in front. Whole spread of good stuff.
Wow, that sounds delightful.
Yeah, yeah. This is good bread, but I can't wait to get back and have another meal.
So, you spend your days in travels. I agree. You spend your days in travels. Make your way around the southern peninsula of the Ash Barrow Peninsula of Scorched Grove. That's the words I wanted to say, Scorched Grove. And finally, as night begins to fall on your second day, you approach Ash Barrow from the southwest. The guards are still on the walls. Nothing seems to have changed. What are you doing?
Hello.
You approaching the southern gate?
Yep.
Halt! Who goes there?
Travelers from Meadowfen wandered out. Came.
Oh, travelers, you say?
Yes.
Well, to enter Ash Barrow, you must pay tithes.
We didn't have to pay tithes last time.
I was gonna say, is this the same guard?
No, different guard.
Okay.
Oh, you've been here before, have you? A likely story.
Yeah,
Have
we
you
bought
had
the
the beats?
firebomb.
I love beets. What does that have
Yes.
to do with anything?
Well, the beats here are fantastic. That's the reason I'm here. I'm going to spend my good coin in your city, and you're harassing me. And I may as well just go ahead and move on so that your merchants get no money, your merchants leave, and you have no more.
My.
Fine,
Yeah.
I understand. Calm down, boy. You need only answer this one question. In order to enter my fair city, how many beets can a Luma carry?
Is it a sable or a Luna?
That's the right answer, boy. You can come inside. Yes.
Oh. Ugla nods knowingly.
Yeah. He cranks open the gate and lets you in through the southern side. Inside of Ash Barrow, it does look like something must have happened in the 4 days you were gone, as you can see across town that there are scorch marks on the northern wall inside the town.
Oh, was this here when we were last here?
No.
Perhaps we should talk to somebody about this, because this is very, very strange. There are too many
God?
things with fire here.
Yes, boy.
What happened here?
Oh, fire.
When?
Well, I can see that, but what caused the fire? What was the what
I thought
made
you'd
all
been,
this happen?
I thought you'd been to Ash Barrow before.
I have been to Ash Barrow
Then
before.
you know what causes the fire.
What, you had a case of the corrupted in here?
Yes, a small lizard broke out of its jar, went on a rampage.
Oh my! Wasn't
I
that?
I look over to Resic.
Resic,
I have a dumbfounded look on my face. Just,
I look back over to the guard. Well, why was a lizard that was fire corrupted in your city?
Oh, you know, the merchants. Anything to make a sale, boy. So sometimes they catch tiny critters with the fire corruption and put them in jars and sell them to tourists. Works out great, as long as they don't get out of the jar. Unfortunately, one tourist thought, small lizard, probably fine. Opened the lid, jumped out, corrupted the tourist. Tourist corrupted a horse, and things went badly from there.
How much population did it take?
6 people, 18 mounts, and 46 lizards.
So many lizards.
God, we can. I'm saying this in a very, very soft voice. We can get another one.
We
What
should get
do I-
several more.
Look, thank you very much for informing me, God. I did not know that must have been a recent occurrence because I was here not but 3 or 4.
Yeah, happened 2 nights ago, boy.
That's dreadful.
Don't you worry, the merchant who sells the lizards has been flogged.
And what if the person who flogs the flog, have they been flogged as well?
No, that one's on vacation.
Well, very good. I appreciate the information. Thank you very much for informing us. Where's the mayor's office again? I have been here before, but I can't.
If you go that way, boy, you turn right twice, you'll see it.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have a local expert on fire corruption?
Of course.
Are you able to tell us who they are?
Oh, that'd be Lily.
Oh, Lily with the beats?
No,
Which Lily?
the one at the pond.
Oh, where's the pond?
Never mind, boy.
Where is Pond Lily?
He gestures back to Lycus. He's like, your friend's dumb. Take him to the north side of town.
He hasn't slept in 2 days.
That makes him extra dumb then.
Yes, we're
slept
gonna go
great
have a
last night.
drink and then let him get some sleep.
Sounds like a plan, boy.
I have many plans. It is why
Many.
they made me king.
King, you say? King of
Yes,
what?
king. King of nothing.
Oh, a lovely thing to be king of.
Yes. All right, on we go.
In fact, he's the thing that you're most. He's the king of the thing you're most qualified to guard.
Is that your attempt at a burn, Ugla?
Yeah, that's Ugla attempting a burn because
Okay.
this guy made him real upset with his stupid joke.
Sorry.
Quite all right.
No worries.
He turns around, not accepting the burn, and just goes back to his post.
Mm,
Obviously, running away from your sick burn.
mm.
All right, so you guys venture into town. Now what?
We need to figure out what the hell's wrong with my hand, primarily, and more information about the predator. Because clearly this corruption-causing madness and cultist of the predator and the tinders of the scorched grove, all very connected.
Yes, there's too much fire in this strange timeline that we're in.
All right. Well, let's first get you to some place comfortable so you can sleep it off.
I feel
at
good. That was
point-
Rezik that's tired, sir.
All right,
Good.
fine. We'll get Resic some rest. I want to look at your hand and see if I can figure out something.
Yeah.
And then we can, once Resic finds a bed, we can continue marching. We can continue asking around town for some more information. Is that a plan? See, I have
Sounds
many
like a
plans.
great plan to me.
More than one plan, many.
Many plans. I have a multitude. I have a plethora of plans.
Indeed, a cornucopia even.
Do you keep them all in that
Ooh.
magic bag?
I can eat that. Let me reach in here, and he pulls out some tin plates. Yes, right here. I can eat it with this. I'm sorry. I feel like I've been out of my element lately. Anyway, let's.
You're gonna eat my hand?
No, the
No.
plan.
Oh, you're gonna eat a plan?
Yes.
Does that like help? Is that like a symbol to help you memorize it?
And sometimes paper is made quite edible and quite tasty, especially if you put a little bit of cream on.
Okay.
If you say so.
It's a lot of fiber in my diet.
Right. Yeah. Fiber's good.
Got some of those
Halloween
primal
as
urges
well.
too.
I think he's messing with.
Just a little.
Maybe. I just got too much on my mind right now to understand jokes.
So you guys head
Alright.
to the local inn.
To get Resic settled.
He says, masking the fact that he totally hasn't understood like the last 4 jokes told.
And then can I take 10 minutes to do a detect magic and see if I can see anything on
Sure. Roll me that beautiful bean footage.
that beautiful what?
Bean footage.
You don't remember that commercial?
Bush's baked
Bush's
beans.
baked beans with the golden retriever.
Roll me that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Duke.
yeah,
Duke, man.
Duke.
He's always
yeah.
trying to sell the recipe.
He's my icon.
Mhm.
Yeah, roll arcane. Okay. You take a good hard look. Similar to the wisps of the like the strips of paper of the predator, there is kind of a latent smoky magic here, but not so much of it that it even creates a distinguishable aura.
So it's like a little puff here and there, but it's not anything that's obviously doing.
Right, like if this were a children's cartoon, his hands would very lightly smoke with the vapor of evil or something,
Mm-hmm. Can I roll religion on his hand to see if it
Sure.
matches up?
I mean, you know that curses exist. This might be one. Might be something else. Could, like, entirely possible it's a totally benevolent effect. You can't really, not aside from it looking kind of sinister, you don't see any real effects or like problems or benefits.
And is there anyone in history who's had something similar happen to them that's relatively well?
Now that's a question I've been waiting for somebody to ask. Roll me intelligence.
Oh, I rolled history, but
I'm
I can
aware.
roll. It keeps going up.
It does. It's getting better by the moment.
The staircase rolls. Here comes a 20.
You know whose hands were weirdly blackened for their regularly brownish appendages?
Mm-hmm.
Pontus.
How would Ugla not have known that?
Because it's just that the way it always was. Like his hands didn't get black for, especially like Genra, who's known him her entire life. His hands were always that color. That was just a fact of life.
That's true. So you may have just accepted that maybe he was born with that. It's just mottled skin.
Right. Entirely possible.
Okay.
Like there are definitely creatures that you have known or heard of that had mottled skin or
Dark
patches
skin,
of
yeah.
colors. Yeah. But it like now that you're really thinking about it, like his hands were a different color than his forearms, or whatever birds appendages might be called.
Interesting.
And Lily's got one black hand.
I wanted to meta there.
I think we need to go talk to Lily again.
About what?
Whatever's happened to you has happened to her to some extent, and
My hand?
with your hand, yes, if you looked at her left hand, she usually covered it with something, but it had the blackened marks that ended right above the wrist.
We can't trust her.
Why not?
Because she said she didn't know what it was.
Right. Well, we don't know what it is.
Yeah, but she said no. She would have said that she'd seen it before.
Yeah, I extensively asked her questions.
She
Yes.
told us very, very little about anything. Pontus sent us to her. She mentioned, yeah, they were worth looking for, and she told us the best way to get there. I don't think we can trust her at all, and I'm starting to wonder if we could even trust Pontus.
I was thinking the same thing, and I told you from the get-go that we should be on our most alert state and not trust anything. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go get a hold of her if she hasn't fled town yet, and we're gonna get some real answers if she's got them.
Well, that's fair. I think we should probably go talk to her. See if she remembers anything else. And then we can go here around town to see who might know something else too.
Qualify that was easily the darkest you've ever heard Ugla's voice get.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're in the end and we're in our room, I've already kind of taken off my armor and fell asleep.
Oh, you're asleep. There's no ifs.
Yeah, okay.
You're asleep.
Okay.
All right. Are the other three of you doing that now, or are you waiting till morning?
We're gonna go ahead and see if we can go find her. We'll head to her house. If she's not there, she's probably out in the fields, and we'll check back.
It's after dark, so if she's not there, she's
Okay.
dead.
Yeah.
She doesn't really have a whole lot of
That's fair.
life outside of fields and house.
All right, so we'll go to her house then.
Okay. So you headed out the south gate or the north gate?
Southgate.
Okay. Oh boy! It seems you've completed your business.
Not yet. The merchant was out of beats. He said he'd to talk to him again in the.
Ah, yes. We do in fact run out of beets frequently. They are our primary vegetative export.
Why is your
It
voice
beats
so
me.
different?
It's the same as it always was. What do you mean?
You seemed older this morning.
It definitely isn't because I forgot what I sounded like.
It's okay. I do that day to day too.
Look. I understand you're playing. We all love to play different roles whenever it's time.
Look, you gotta
comes
pass
along.
the
It's like I
time
was a-
somehow.
Exactly.
I think tomorrow I'll be a pirate.
If you pay me a tithe, I'll tell you how you sounded this morning.
If you pay me to kick your ass, I'll kick your ass.
We'll call it even.
Get on with you. You guys head out the south gate and you circle the town. Make your way over to Lily's hut. She is indeed making dinner, or perhaps probably sitting down to dinner by now. Consuming a hearty vegetable-based diet as usual.
Did we stash Rezik at the inn?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you waltz in?
Knock,
She doesn't have a door.
Knock.
We knock.
You walk on the wall.
Is knocking a custom in any way here?
Oh, absolutely. They're pretty normal society, but she is I live in a hut and tend the fields kind of gal.
Okay, yeah, we'll knock the wall and just give it a friendly hello. We're back.
Oh, welcome back. How was it?
We got up there pretty close to it all. We found their fortress of brambles, and we saw a strange symbol hanging from some streamers, like us as it, and decided, based on the things that I'd seen of that, it was a very bad idea to go in.
Oh, that does sound dangerous. Can I see the symbol?
Maybe. Can you tell me what's wrong with my hand?
She looks at your hand. Oh, it looks like one of your fingers has gotten darker. That's odd. Have you put it in any fires recently?
Yeah, I got 2 dark fingers. I mean, you know anybody else who has dark fingers?
Not that I can think of.
What about you?
Really?
What about me?
What about your left hand?
She picks up her hands and puts both of them in front of her face. I need perception checks from the trio. Good, good. And now I need an intelligence check from just Genra.
Oh no!
That's a save, but it means it only got it's either the same or worse, so it's still bad. Genra, you spot something going on with her face, but you can't really intuit what it is. The other two of you see her put her hands in front of her face, put them back down. She'll be like, "There's nothing wrong with my hands. I don't understand."
Is it like a shift in her face or something? Or like she didn't put her hands up? Or
No,
like
she
what?
did. She definitely like put her hands up, and like her face did something, but maybe it was too fast, maybe it just didn't really compute to you. Something like like an emotion crossed her face, and it was gone, and then she put it down and said, "There's nothing wrong with my hands."
Did I notice when she put her hands down that anything had happened to her hands?
They seemed the same.
And she doesn't wear any jewelry that might have disappeared when she did this thing.
Nothing seems to be different.
All right. Genra's just going to take that into account and keep it to herself until they're somewhere alone.
So she holds her hands up, and there's nothing. And it looks like there's nothing wrong with either of them.
Oh no, one of them's definitely black.
Oh.
The hands are, in fact, one is brown, one is black. She puts them both in front of her face, puts them down, and says, "There's nothing wrong with my hands. I don't understand." What do you mean?
Your left hand is completely black, like my two fingers.
What? She puts her hands back up. I'll give you one more try. Perception checks.
Lol.
Okay. Oh, apparently Ugla's got it.
Well, he's the one who's like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
So it makes sense.
Ugla, make me an intelligence check with advantage. Not great. You're paying super close attention this time. She puts her hands in front of her face, looking confused, and then her whole face, like she has a stroke, basically. Like her entire face freezes, her expression disappears, she goes completely slack. Half a second later, the smile returns. She puts them down. "Are you feeling okay?"
There's something preventing you from seeing your hand how it really is. Some magic.
I agree.
That's a little bizarre, Ugla. Are you feeling all right? Maybe something did happen to you.
I saw it.
Were you poisoned?
Were we both poisoned?
Were you all poisoned? Maybe at the Grove.
How do you know Pontus?
Do you remember
Pontus? What do you mean?
Yes. Tell me more about your relationship with Pontus.
Oh, they were.
I know Pontus because he was my mayor.
They were
Quite some
adventurers
time.
together.
Right before he moved to the Reach and climbed the government ladder, he was actually an adventurer. He was part of our band. We traveled
And
together
what sort of
for
shenanigans did
several
we have?
years. What do you mean, what sort of shenanigans? Adventurous shenanigans. We traveled, we saved people, we defeated evils.
What type of evils? What do you know about the Predator?
Everyone sees it this time. Her whole face, in fact, her whole body just shuts down. Maybe a full 5 seconds this time. That's why everybody notices. There's a full-on pause. She comes back. Yeah, just the greatest times. We were. Oh man. Some days I miss those adventures.
Well,
days.
I appreciate it.
Yes, we should really get going. I don't think we need to hang about any longer. do we?
Hold on, please.
Can I give you some bread from that I baked? I guess it was this morning. Yes.
Oh, that would be lovely. But please tell me about your time at the Grove. Before you go.
Do you remember Pontus's hands?
Yes. What is your obsession with hands today, Ugla?
We went there. We saw some symbols, and I believe that there was a large cat there that was fire corrupted. I do not think that anyone should be heading there anytime soon.
A large cat. Did it have horns growing out of its forehead?
Did it, Randy?
It did.
Yes.
That might be one of the head druids. I bet I had a friend inside the grove who had favored the form of a large cat with horns from its forehead. Oh
Do
no,
tell
I
me
hope he
then,
hasn't been
why-
fire corrupted.
Was it Roland?
Yes, that was Roland, my friend.
Oh, so we did meet him. He tried to kill us. He's very fire corrupted.
Oh no. She looks distraught. Like she's genuinely concerned and upset that her friend may have been lost to the corruption.
Do you know of anyone in the village that may be able to remove a curse of some kind?
Oh, we don't have any major priests here, unfortunately. Mostly natural magics come through here, if any. Curse removal, that's especially tough, too. You might have to go all the way to Alderheart.
Like Lycus is just rubbing his forehead, and this is.
You have information that we need that you are being prevented from accessing.
That's... I hope not. It's not... I hope you don't think I'm doing anything on purpose here.
No,
You're
no,
not.
no.
You look like you have a stroke every time we talk about specific things.
Oh my goodness. Well, this won't stand. I can't just leave Roland like this. I have to go. She ventures
You
into
will
a
die
side room.
if you go up there.
She ventures into a small side alcove and like unburies a very barely buried box. Like it was covered with just enough dirt to be below the ground. And she fishes out a large iron chest. It's probably the only metal object in her entire home.
Genra,
Hmm?
please dissuade her.
Dissuade her?
Yes.
Do you intend to go to the tenders of the scorched?
I must. If Roland is there, I must.
Actually think
You
it would
can't.
be much better if we could sit down and have a little relaxation session. We've been through a lot, and clearly you have as well. You are a well worn traveler and an adventurer, and you know, I've been trying to remember this one song, and I think you'd probably be able to help me remember it.
I'm sure I could. Sing it for me. And she opens up her iron chest and she starts pulling out what
Could you
looks
just-
like well-traveled adventurer's gear.
Well, how about you sit down and I'll play it for you on my lyre, and I'll tell you what I
listening. Go
know.
on.
No. I insist you must sit down.
I'm gonna assist on the eventual persuasion check here.
All right. Roll persuasion with advantage, Genra.
Sorry.
More.
I really hope this goes better. Yes, nice.
You have advantage. You could try.
You have advantage. You get to roll one more.
Let's see if I can-
Nice. Even better.
Even better.
Wow. Holy shit.
25.
You are exceptionally persuasive. She takes note of the tone in your voice and hears how kind of like desperate but caring you are about this action. She finishes putting it on, but she does come to sit down at the table.
Okay, all right. So it's something about this being or something. It's like a children's fable, if you will, and there's a catchy little song, and it's something like he comes at night, something, beware of his bite. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Let's see.
He comes at night, a terrible fright, something burning light.
Let's see if she remembers that. She does. Yeah, she'll finish the line. Oh, that's a children's
Is she
nursery
stroking?
rhyme, right? That's something
Yes,
about
yes.
Kren. He slinks in and he eats men.
Oh, yes, you're right. The predator, he comes at night, he'll set you alight. Beware of his bite. A child of Kren, the sink in your den, an eater of men. Yes, I think that's it.
That's a cool song.
Is that right, Lily?
Yes, I think that was it.
Thank goodness. I've been trying to remember that for hours and hours and hours, and I thought I'd entirely lost it. Well, do you know what that song is about?
Oh, it's just a fairy tale, isn't it? And at this point, she's busied herself making tea, and she's portioned out some snacks that you guys can eat.
Nice. What are we eating now?
It's just like it's. Oh, you weren't here for the last dinner with her, were you?
No.
She runs the highly fertile ash crop fields on the north side, and so all of her meals are exceptionally fresh vegetables. Like they're just different preparations of veggies. So she's got some like grilled and then stored veggies and some like fresh salad.
Nice. Well, this all looks wonderful.
But yeah, so she makes tea and a little snacky poo. And you guys, so you remember that thing. Sorry, go on. Just a nursery rhyme.
No, I actually think it's semi-relevant to what we're doing here, Lily.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, there's a common theme that we've been seeing in the last year or so. So I don't want to trouble you with the details. There's a lot going on, and we're still trying to figure it out. So
Okay.
Lily, could I ask you a question?
Of course.
What happened on your last adventure before you settled down?
Oh, well, that's kind of a sad story. Our last adventure was about 3 years after the burning of the Scorched Grove. There was a elemental force that was building inside the grove, and we set out to quell it, to try and make things safe for everyone. And a good friend of ours, he was corrupted by the fire, and we lost him.
Who was that?
What do you mean? Who was it? Like what
Is
was?
it your good friend? Was it Roland, or was it?
No. Roland was part of our band, but no. This was our priest, sadly, and he's of course he's gone now.
Yes. Did Roland act any differently after that day?
Oh, I mean,
After that,
understandably, we all were a little different after that day.
yes.
Oh, I've got an idea. Hey, Lycus, can I see that torch real quick?
Sure. He reaches into his bag, pulls it out, hands it.
Am I okay to grab that?
What?
I take the torch. Everything's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hey, Lily, can you hold this torch in your left hand real quick?
Sure.
Here you go.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Yeah, it might have some message from Pontus in it for her.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why we didn't think about this before.
She grabs the torch and holds it in the black hand and looks it around, and nothing happens.
Maybe in your right hand?
All right, Ugla.
Does it feel hot at all?
Not any hotter than regular
Didn't
stone.
you try to twist it the first time? I thought you twisted it
He tried,
And
but that wasn't a
that's-
thing that had activated it or anything.
Oh.
It's just a thing.
Maybe raise it above your head?
Sure. No, I'm just kidding. Nothing.
Man, so Pontus has a link to this thing somehow. He spoke to us through a recorded message, and then he projected himself from it and showed a past vision of him lighting the torch in the middle of a winnowing reach for the annual games.
No, you're forgetting part of that. I told you there was somebody else in that.
Oh. Oh,
Lily,
yeah.
I saw somebody who might have been manipulating or pretending to be Pontus in that apparition.
That's true. Do you remember any details about them?
I barely noticed that it was happening, to be honest, and once I had realized what happened, it was over. So, no.
Hey, Lily, have you ever heard of a figure made out of flames that wears a purple jewel?
Purple jewel. Can you describe the jewel?
Yeah, it looks like one of Lycus's symbols, which you probably won't be able to see.
Are you trying to reference the picture I gave you, Dungeon? Because I gave you a picture of this thing.
The figure of flames?
No, the purple jewel.
Yeah,
The purple jewel had that symbol on it.
It's a different symbol than the one Lycus has.
Oh, I thought you said that I recognized it. So I recognized it from that vision, but not that.
So I gave you two pictures. One was of a pendant with a purplish red jewel in the center, and one was of something I won't say out loud with these black and purple streamers with symbols of the predator on the streamers. The symbols of the predator is what Lycus has. The purple jewel was the other object from your vision, and it was surrounded by a pendant of a particular style.
Okay, so he saw two symbols.
You have two symbols in your in your head. One with predatory thingies on it, and a different one as a pendant on a necklace with a purple jewel.
Okay, so his vision of seeing Pontus on the pyre and his vision of seeing his temple destroyed were two separate jewels.
Yes, those are two separate things. And both of these pictures are in our DMs. They are separate objects.
I'll refresh myself momentarily.
Okay.
I think, yeah, my brain just put them together.
Okay.
So we have two bad guys. You see Ugla's brain split in half in front of you.
So, what was the priest's name?
The priest?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, from the party. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry,
I
I'm
don't
jumping
think about
back.
him very often.
No, it's okay. I understand.
His name was Lyric.
What type
As
of
I pull up
priest
my
was he?
notepad.
What type of what?
Priest was you?
Oh, he was a priest of the main god.
Is that Altus?
No.
No.
Ardea. The Dawn Mother, goddess of life and light.
Okay, so the streamers looked like which symbol? The figure in the flames or the Pontus one?
What?
The symbol in the streamers resembled which vision? The one from the temple or the one from Pontus?
The symbol in the flames was the amulet. The one on Pontus on the pyre was the predator.
Okay, I think I can keep my purple jewels separate.
Okay.
Think you can distinguish the difference between your own jewels?
Well, taking notes about notes.
Okay. Anything else?
When we leave here, are you going to go try to find?
Lycus, I think you know the answer to that question.
I do.
But you can't. I've had a vision. You mustn't go. You must stay here in order to preserve Ashbarrow.
Ashbarrow will live on.
But it won't. Can I roll persuasion?
Sure.
Was that advantage or without?
I'd help, sure.
Either way, it's like you persuade her. She's like, then if that is to come, then that's the way it must be.
Oh. Wow.
Well, I'm sure the corruption will be glad to have you.
I hope not.
That's quite cruel, Ugla.
She's going to march up there alone
It's
against
okay, Lycus.
all of those corrupt druids.
Yes, because she cares.
Suicide, if she really cared, she'd help us stop it instead of throwing her life away.
Lily, can I...
Ugla.
Roland...
Ugla, come outside with me for a moment.
Okay.
She takes you outside, and you know that she grabs a very expensive and fanciful looking longbow as she does so. She walks you outside and points into the Scourge Grove and says, "Do you see that tree, Ugla?" And she's pointing at like an entire forest of burnt trees, some 400 yards or more away. Do you see it?
Yes, the one you're pointing at, yes.
Good. Between the time it took you to say the word yes and the next blink, there are 3 arrows in the tree 400 yards away. I think I'm going to be okay. And if I'm not, then there's no one else who was going to be.
Man, I'm just so concerned, though. I'm afraid you're going to get up there, and whatever's blocking you from seeing your own damn hand or acknowledging the P word, I'm not even going to say it and give you another little mini ski, is going to, be able to control you or prevent you from doing what you need to do. I feel like you need to get whatever curse is on you lifted before you get anywhere near them.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Okay, clearly you take after Pontus.
Well, we were friends for a long time.
Indeed. I know you're not enemies, but I sure wish you made more sense. And I'll walk back inside.
Okay. Lily does not come back inside.
Lycus walks outside after a moment when he doesn't see her follow after Ugla.
Ugla goes and grabs a couple of beats off the table. And I'm going to head back into town. Let's go ahead, check up at the end, maybe. See if anybody in the bar knows about the Predator.
Lycus is going to run outside and look for her.
Roll survival.
Okay. Ten.
There's a spot like where she was standing where the grass is still kind of pushed aside, and you see I don't know, some like sprigs of holly, a small like supple branch, but there are no other footsteps, and she's not there.
He's gonna call out as loud as Lily, before you go, there's one more thing you need to know that's going to be important.
You,
for what you're about to do.
You notice that you call out and there's no sound.
Oh, I call out and there's no.
You went, and no sound came from your mouth.
Ruh-roh.
She, out of character, she cast silence and then passed without a trace and left.
Smart.
Yep. All right, he's gonna run. He's gonna run in the direction the feet were standing, which I presume, or the direction the feet were pointed towards, and then run a little ways and then try again.
20 feet later, yeah, you succeeded
Yep.
yelling.
Yep.
But the likelihood that she's within range at this point, probably low. You yell very loud. You feel like it was a good loud yell. Either she didn't hear you or she didn't come back. For reference, it was a bit of burnt mistletoe and some spruce.
Mm-hmm. He. Lycus is gonna go walk back inside and go check that chest to see if there's anything left in.
A lot of extra bowstrings, an extra quiver of arrows, several pairs of very soft, supple boots, which in this world are more like feet wraps because they want to still, maintain their claws if they have them. Actually, she's a servant. She doesn't really need claw holes of boots. You could cut holes in them if you needed them, if you wanted those, Resic.
No. Yeah.
I saw Kosher go, damn. I was like,
Lycus is gonna write a note, and a quick note, and leave it on the table. And if anyone is interested in what he's writing, I'll say it aloud. Otherwise, I'll send it to Randy.
Okay. I'll see you writing a note and say, don't leave anything you wouldn't be comfortable with anybody reading. She's probably not coming back.
I know.
Okay. What do we forget to tell her? I heard you yell.
I didn't tell her that Roland knew what he was doing.
Oh. Well, I mean, he was fire corrupted, right?
No, he knew what he was doing. He had his mind behind it.
Yeah, that's true. Wow. Yeah, that's true. I guess not everything fire corrupted is mindless animal. Some just
And
really
if
like biting stuff.
If what we saw on that thistle is true, then he may have struck a bar. He may have done something to make it so he retained his faculties.
That makes sense. I'm telling you, she's gone anyway. Whatever that curse is on her brain preventing her from seeing her own damn hand, that has to be coming from.
That was, I think, something that someone did to be kind to.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. I guess that's possible.
I actually agree with that.
Oh. Yeah, maybe it's when the priest died since she couldn't remember his name.
No, she remembered his name. She couldn't remember other details about the predator and something about Punk.
Maybe we can find some family members of hers or something around here that knows more about her than she did.
Why don't I just go see if she has a journal? And can you stand? Could you keep watch outside for a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. And he's going to go rummage around to see if he finds it.
Okay. Make an investigation. You don't find any journals. You do find beneath the iron chest a series of what look to be coded messages.
Oh. Well, I'm taking those. And I'll try to decode them when we get to the keyword try.
Okay.
Is there anything else of note in here?
Not really. I mean, if you're not morally conflicted about it, you could take the arrows and the quiver and the soft boots. But other than that, just a lot of fresh veggies and tools with which to work the land or prepare fresh veggies.
Okay. So he'll just write his quick note and then head out.
Okay.
With the messages packed away in his bag of holding.
Right.
Well, I think I'm done here. Do either of you have anything you need?
Rizik, do you take the boots?
I'm not with them.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That's what I was thinking. I was
My
like,
bad.
Yeah.
well,
My bad. So, all right, her boots and her extra arrows and quiver lay in the chest. Did anybody else have anything to do before head to the inn?
Do you
I
think
suppose
we
I'll
should...
go hide the rest of the chest back where it's supposed to.
Oh, that's kind of you.
Do you think we should burn our house down?
No.
what's wrong with you? You are
So
in
nobody-
this fire. I'm like,
So
starting to
nobody
wonder.
thinks to come looking for?
That's more
I
of a
think to
dead
draw
giveaway
attention.
that she's
Yes.
doing something stupid.
Jeez, Louise.
It's
Oh my
someone in this
God.
town could use
Oh
could
my
use
God.
this house for something else.
I
Why?
got it. Let's burn
What?
the house down, and everyone will think it's the tinders of the scorched grove.
Yes,
Little
it,
burning
There's
things.
no
and we
indication of
won't
that.
worry about burning
let's
They'll
anything.
blame it
investigate
on. They'll blame it on corrupted creatures and want to go out and fight them more stronger,
Or
right?
the
She'll be
gods
like a
will
martyr
remember
for the
us
city.
leaving and then blame us because we're outsiders.
I guess that would be pretty deceptive. Maybe we
Let's
should.
get out of here without
yeah,
burning
let's go.
anything, please. Goodness. It's a wonder how the three of you made it without me.
Ugla fights back the urge to light a fire.
They didn't.
All right.
They almost died.
Yeah.
It's true. We
Ugla and
very
Russick both
close.
went down.
Yes. You're much better with somebody that is logical and has the guts to say when things are right and wrong. Right now you're wrong, so let's go.
Okay, let's go.
And right now is one of them times.
Yes.
Thank you, Genra.
You
Of
head to bed.
course.
Just in time for us to end this scene, I finished Lily's character sheet. Just in case you guys did something silly like trying to actually physically restrain her.
I did
Here-
think about, like, what if we just
God
grabbed
dang
her
it.
and took her
Restrain a
hostage?
12th level fighter? No, thank you.
She's not 12. She's only 8.
Very luckily, my intimidation and my persuasion.
That's a better
Are both
question now,
4.
James. Now you're thinking with portals.
Portals. Oh, God.
James is
Ah,
like,
it's-
but 3.
Yeah,
But there
but
were
3
3 of
attack.
them.
Yup.
I did
There's-
say that longbow looked extra fancy.
Yes, it did. Sorry, Russ.
Nowhere.
I mean, if only someone had picked up those boots of Elvenkind. If only.
I didn't even know about them.
Or the
We
bowstring.
don't steal.
Or the
We're not
arrows.
stealing
Stole
from
either.
her.
That's true.
It's not hers.
I would have been there.
Yeah.
I
Well, we've got a pyromaniac and a Yeah, kleptomaniac.
What do you mean she's gonna die?
Wait,
Wow,
which
what
one
do
of
you
us is the
mean?
kleptomaniac?
We all know she's not coming back.
That's true. You did steal a torch, so.
Yeah, I think
Damn it.
Lycus would be the most likely. Lycus or Rezik might stand a chance. And to be fair, Ugla was frustrated enough with her there that he would feel that if he felt that the boots were worth something, he'd feel it a waste to leave them, either to needed to be donated or used for something.
Unbelievable. Ay, ay, ay.
And if I had been there, and you'd be like, "Let's burn it down." Okay, release the loser.
Oh my god.
I don't know these people. Where are we going?
Yeah.
Let's go find something nice
Genra
to
goes
do.
off on her solo adventure, never to be seen again by the group.
I.e. goes back
Actually
home.
finds and like domesticates the predator.
Yes.
Okay. I was
Uses him
thinking
against the group.
hangs out at the pond outside the
Genra's-
office park.
Becomes Fire Goose.
Genra's ultimate villain.
That'd be
Obviously.
incredible.
All right, so you head back to the inn. You get in there. You can hear Rezik's loud snores as he recovers
From the first
exhaustion.
floor.
Yes. Anything before bedtime?
Hey Lycus, can I borrow one of those symbols?
What are you going to do with it?
Head over to the bar, put on a little show for some, evil looking dudes. See if I can get some information.
There's no one particularly evil looking.
Ugla looks in the real shady corners of the bar. Who's sitting there?
Surprisingly empty.
Oh.
It's actually a mouse.
Or it's actually Ugla and Lycus sitting in the shady corner.
That's the deal. It's like you look around, you can't find anyone who looks evil.
wait.
You must be the most evil person in the room.
Oh man.
That's accurate.
You look in the shady corner. It's actually like an elderly Gerbine trying to spoon mashed potatoes.
He might have been up to no good, but it was a long
It's
time.
Gregory.
Gregory, you sublime.
I got an idea. How about we just show the symbol to the bartender and ask him if anybody's ever come in with it on? That's not that straight.
That is, I like that idea. Here you go.
Okay.
Hands it over.
It's right over there. We'll just see what's going on. Bartender, one warm milk, please, before bed.
He gives you the long stare, like you're awful old to be drinking warm milk. But he doesn't say that, and he starts to fix it.
Warm milk is a luxury. Back at the temple.
Where do they get the milk at?
Oat milk.
Fair enough.
Duh, almonds.
Well,
God,
I don't think it has the same enzymes.
fucking almond milk. God, duh. As you sit there awaiting your almond milk.
Oat milk, sir.
No. They ran out of oat milk. All they got is the almond.
They serve it. He smells it. Is this almond milk, sir?
All we got. Not a lot of children passing through.
Yeah.
Gamma walks up to the bar. Oh, I love almond milk. I guess I'll have that.
Oh, coming right up, madam.
No. She can have mine. I'll have a word. If you have a moment.
I do
Could you
have a
put a-
moment, but hold on. He goes to start making it.
No,
Could
she
you
can
also
have
put
mine.
a shot of bourbon in mine? Thank you.
Bourbon almond, one of my favorites. He as you wait for this new drink to be prepared, a squirrel pushes the door open. It's on extremely well-oiled hinges. Not a lot. Doesn't take a lot of force.
Saloon door.
You see it like look around the bar, land on Genra, and then come bounding over and climb up the counter. It sits down right in front of Genra, and you hear Lily's voice come from the squirrel. Oh, I forgot one thing. If you...
Yes.
It's not a conversation.
No.
You're welcome to respond.
I just nod.
Okay.
I know.
Okay. I forgot one thing. If you were looking for more information, you might try the Alderheart, or perhaps even as far as, where did my map go? The Avium. Our last 2 surviving companions are there, one in each. If you're going to the Alderheart, I'd say ask after Pilum, and if you want to venture all the way to the Avium, look for Morty.
Noted.
The squirrel stops being magical and is like, holy shit, I'm inside of a building and there are people everywhere. Fucking freaks out and flees the scene.
Oh, I know what she is. Okay, that helps.
What do you think she is? What does that mean?
Oh, see which class she?
That's just a ranger spell. What do you mean?
Command animal.
It's just animal messenger. 2nd level ranger spell.
No, for the 3 attacks.
Oh. Is that a thing? I gave her a special weapon.
Oh yeah, actually a level 3 deep stalker.
Oh. That's Deep Stalker. Gloomstalker?
Gloomstalker, thank you.
Gloomstalker.
I think Freddy Krueger was a Gloomstalker.
Oh, neat. Yeah. Gloomstalker does get an extra. Should have made her one of those. It's not really fitting for her backstory, though. She's a Horizon Walker.
Far.
Okay. So, squirrel scurries off. Your bourbon almond milk is brought. They call it the bourbon almond. And slides it across the table. It's got a very peculiar flavor as alcohol curdles milk. But it's something Genra has grown to love in her recent years.
Genra drinks it in one drink. It's like a shot, basically.
Man.
Yes.
You know, back in Winnowing Reach, we call that a steaming Yamamoto.
Interesting. I always called it an almond bourbon, but perhaps you are from a finer.
One of our brothers tried to drink it, and it curdled and solidified. He choked on it and died.
Drink it immediately.
His name was Yamamoto. The body had to be left in place per our customs and steamed the whole place up for weeks.
That is
Thus the drink,
disgusting.
the steaming Yamamoto.
I never want to think about that again.
The bartender's now at like the other end of the bar and is not looking at Douglas.
Oh, bartender.
But he is making this face like.
A quick question, just real fast. No more stories, I promise.
Yeah, he calls from the other end of the bar.
There might be some copper in it for you.
You know, I'm doing all right today.
Have you ever seen this symbol before?
He looks across like way down the bar. Nope, can't say I have.
I start walking towards him.
He starts leaving. He goes into the kitchen.
He goes in the back.
Look at that. This is clearly a powerful symbol. Scared him right into the kitchen.
I do think he'd rather not talk to us, but that might just be my intuition. You know, could be wrong.
You think he was avoiding me?
Yes.
Well, you did just tell us about a steaming Yamamoto, which, for the record,
You
sounded
ordered it.
disgusting.
That's
I had no idea what that was until you told me, and I'm really going to try to forget about it now. So,
right. So this guy's definitely avoiding us, right? I'm gonna go talk to him.
You're gonna go in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay.
don't you please?
It's okay. It's okay. So Ugla heads to the back. Oh, excuse me, just real quick. Can you please tell me if you've seen this before?
Get out of the kitchen.
Sir, This is the staff area.
I might be looking for part-time work. If you can tell me if you've ever seen
Sir,
somebody
if you
wearing
do
this.
not vacate the premises forthwith, I will call the guards.
Please.
Post haste, sir.
He takes one step backwards. Please.
Make a disadvantaged persuasion check.
Oh my god. Please let this work. Ah.
He picks up a particularly bloody, though you'll realize later it was beet juice, cleaver, and says, "Sir, now."
I'm leaving, but for the record, you're very rude. Walk out. I want to say something really like shitty or mean there, but Ugly's just not a bad. I can't make him a bad guy just because I'm a bad guy. God damn it. Ugh.
All right. Everybody heads up to bed. Any last minute shenanigans before sleep?
Nope.
Lycus, did you have a thing you were planning on doing?
As an apology to the bartender later, Lycus is going to pull out his alchemy jug and ask the bartender for a small barrel to make him a bunch of wine that he can use for free. You know, just because that was a whole mess. My friend is an idiot, and I would like to pay you back, at least in a little way that I can.
I appreciate your kindness, sir. We do get some of the rough types out this way. That's awful kind of you, and he'll loan you a small cask that you can change to wine.
Okay.
All right. Nighttime is had. Slumber passes. Everyone wears off their exhaustion points. You wake up feeling fresh and froggy. Sun arrives. Kapow! It's morning. You come downstairs. Breakfast smells delicious. Rezek no longer looks like death.
Good to see
you
all
warmed
made it
up?
through the night.
I feel better. Thank you, guys.
You missed quite the conversation the other night, Rezek.
Please do tell. Fill me in on what I missed because, man, I regret sleeping in that.
Well, you probably needed it. But yes, let's all grab a seat and some food and discuss what we know so far.
All right.
Bartender, 3 steaming Yamamotos, please.
This guy again.
Steaming what?
Don't
you
ask
know.
for a description, please.
No, do tell me what.
Say words.
The morning barkeep just starts serving ale, having no fucking clue what the hell that is.
Yeah.
Thank God it's not that.
And he looks at him. Could I get a non-alcoholic ale, please?
Some water?
Yeah.
Sure.
With oats in it.
Oat water. Oh, you want oatmeal? Got it. Okay.
He was actually asking for what would it be? A priestess Pauline.
Oh yes. Oh man. Yeah, he just comes back with a bowl of still moist oatmeal.
You know, there is moisture in this. This should be good.
Okay.
Well,
Ugly's trying to get creative because he's tired of ordering non-alcoholic drinks, which is pretty much just juice or water.
so, Rezek, first of all, I guess we should tell you, Lily is gone. And, oh yes, I guess I should tell all of you, last night while I was at the bar, I don't know if you noticed that small woodland creature that arrived, but there was a squirrel and it ran over to me, and I do believe it was Lily, and she gave me some information.
So she's a druid too?
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe a slime.
Probably a slime.
I would have known if she was a slime. I'm pretty good about that.
Either way, she did tell us that if we would like to pursue the other members from her party, we shall find ourselves in Alderheart or in the Avium.
Alderheart had one of them. The Avium had the other one.
Yes.
Did I
There's something
overhear the
about a-
squirrel conversation?
Yeah. It's not like hidden or anything. It's not magically delivered. The three of you heard that. Rezik didn't.
Yeah, it was Pilum in the Alderheart and Morty in the Avium.
Yes.
Uglis
Morty.
says like really proud that he got the names right. And like,
Yeah, Willow sent a message. Damn it.
although I gotta admit, I'm not sure how much I trust any of these guys anymore. I'm not sure we even need to seek out other party members.
Well, so I'm guessing they fill me in at this point already.
I don't know. Did you?
Sure. Yeah. We also
We
told
fill
him to
you
miss
in-
out on some sweet boots.
Like,
So.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to know that. I don't even know that. Only Lycus knows that.
Only Lycus.
knows which thing?
That there was
About
more
the
in the
boots.
chest.
Oh yeah. Oh right, the thing I forgot to do last night. Shit.
I knew you were supposed to do something.
Yeah, it was gonna be he was gonna spend like an hour trying to figure out make heads or tails of what the code.
Oh
The
yeah.
codes, yeah.
Well, shucks.
Can always go back because it's
Okay.
not burnt down. So.
Nah, you can go ahead and roll intelligence.
Okay.
Nice.
These look like coded correspondence between her and Pontus. You were told in Pontus's message and from Lily that he had sent her like a slow coded message. So it's not surprising that they exist. In fact you find the one that he sent her. She wasn't untruthful about that, and it's it's like shorthand and coded. So it's like Lily sending young adventurers questions about tender corruption. And then before that, some of it's just like simple stuff. You can tell that maybe at one point in time there was romance here, but it obviously didn't work out. In one of the older messages, it refers to her by what might be a nickname or a full name. It calls her Lily of the Valley. And but all the messages are just like, aside from the one about y'all, where we're like reminiscing about just like how's life, what's going on in Ashbarrow, here in the Reach, things are great, blah blah blah.
You cut off on the nickname.
Lily of the Valley.
Okay.
Aw.
I got some questions for the group. Why didn't y'all go with her?
She didn't want us to go with her, and it was a
I wouldn't
suicide
have
mission.
gone with her. Yes, are you crazy? There's some very strange things happening amongst a number of people that we've come in contact with, including her, and I don't trust any of it. And I mean, she seemed like a good person and all, but somebody else is at hand here, and I don't know what they're trying to do. So I don't trust her enough to go off with her.
Feel like we're on the same side as her, but she wasn't willing to
Yes.
clue us in enough to be trustworthy.
Willing or unable to. I think she was more so unable to clue us in to certain things because of whatever type of curse was on her.
Yeah, I just wish that her and Pontus just told us the truth about something. That'd be nice.
Yes, well, I don't think we're going to find out truths from them until we find the truths of who is puppeting them.
Yeah, maybe we can seek out their other party members. Maybe they hated them, and that's why they broke.
I'm sure the terrible circumstances were what disbanded them, but yes, I definitely think we should go after these leads that we have. What else do we do? Do we have?
Yeah, maybe
Basically
there's somebody that
nothing.
can cure my stupid hand there. Oh,
Hmm.
one thing first. Hey, bartender,
Yes, sir.
this oatmeal is wonderful. Some of the best I've ever had.
I sprinkled brown sugar in there, sir.
Oh, very fancy. This is clearly an upscale establishment.
'Tis.
By chance, have you ever seen this symbol before?
He walks over. Can't say I have, sir.
Never seen it on anybody that's ever walked through those doors.
No,
I'll go ask him, looking him deep in the eye.
If I had to guess, sir, I'd say it was magical, but I can't say I've had any dealings with magic.
Do you know of anyone in town with any connections to the Tinders of the Grove, of the Scorched Grove?
You know, we used to have tenders here on the regular, sir, but we haven't seen them in some time. Perhaps you could ask the town watch. They're on the watch. Maybe they would remember. Or, you know, we've got a curio seller who operates out just maybe a mile. No, they don't do miles. But maybe an hour east of here, in a small coat of furs.
He's been connected to them in the past?
Oh, no, sir, but he always seems to know things and have things.
Oh, I see.
Might be worth a while.
You know, curios.
Well, we could also go talk to the guy that I got Fred from. See if he knows anything. He seems to know a little bit more about.
Yeah, he should be freshly flogged.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
but
is
don't
he
want-
dead from flogging?
Just a little.
He's probably been run out of town.
Well, looks like I'm not gonna get any more of that or that balm. Rip.
Mr. Bartender, sir, could you please mark on our map where Mr. Curio Seller happens to reside?
Oh, yes, of course, sir.
I mean, we're probably headed east anyway. Might as well say hello. Awesome, thank you.
You'll find him there, sir. Make sure you tell him that Roderick sent you.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not sure that's going to do any good, but hey, can't turn down good favor.
Not at all. Oh, just
Quick little
by
name drop
chance-
for you. Appreciate it.
Oh, by chance, do you often speak to the nighttime bartender?
That man? No, we don't get along at all.
Yeah, he's terrible. It's funny
Terrible.
because I find you extremely pleasant. You're a great cook. You're very helpful. And he was super rude. He pulled a knife on me, yelled at me. It's just unbelievable.
That doesn't sound like him at all, sir, but I will have a word with management.
Thank you.
Hopefully he doesn't get
what
flogged.
was his name again?
Oh, God, will you just drop it? Jeez.
Now, sir, please allow me to handle this. There's no need for you to get involved.
Oh, I don't take kindly to being
You're making
threatened.
my entire blood boil.
I'm making a scene, Mom.
Yes, you are, son.
Hey, you didn't see him with a cleaver in his hand. Just
No,
crazy.
and you won't see the one I'm holding either.
I didn't.
Oh, he had a cleaver, huh? So he threatened you.
He
What?
did.
Hey, bartender, what was this guy's name?
Oh, his name
No.
was Butler.
What an ugly name.
I don't even know.
Okay, can we just go now? Goodness.
And they say I'm the savage.
Certainly not thinking about this.
Yeah, let's go
guy.
check out that curio shop.
Yeah, let's get
This
the...
inn is half good.
Oh my god. You are half-witted.
You know what? I noticed half the bed was comfortable last night too. Is that y'all's theme here? Halfway?
Let's go, Uglud.
No, sir, no. You've noticed it incorrectly. You see, it's not half like right left. It's half top bottom. So you probably woke up in a very comfortable bed, but you went to sleep in a very uncomfortable bed.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Just riddles wrapped in riddles everywhere with this place.
Ah, yes, we do call ourselves the Enigma Inn for a reason.
Well.
Enigma, in fact.
Very
What a
entertaining.
clever name.
These big old towns always have so much cool stuff in them. Thanks for all the fun.
Anytime, sir. Please enjoy your journey. And if you're passing through the south gate, make sure you spit on the chicken.
Oh, I will. I always spit
What?
on the chicken.
Why would we spit on a chicken?
Toodaloo. Farewell.
Local tradition. Let's do it.
Well, let's
This guy-
go. We're not breaking tradition.
I like
Right.
him.
Yeah, seems like a real
I don't
stand-up
know
guy.
what to do anymore. I'm losing my mind.
So you head out of town. You head for the south gate, I assume.
Yep.
Everyone make perception checks.
Oh yeah. Hey, no longer disadvantage.
Genra, you don't need advantage. But we
I
will-
think
know.
Ugla is
I was
just
like, wait a
blind.
minute.
I think you are blind.
It's always a 2 or a 3.
Oh,
No,
that's
we'll keep your 20. That's fine.
okay.
Okay.
Who?
Okay, I just walked into Ugla.
Yeah. Ugla's like looking for the chicken. He is like, where
He is.
is the chicken?
I wanna
I'm
spit
gonna
on
spit on it. Where
I
is
am.
it? He is looking around. Lycus also looking for the chicken. They just walk. Yeah, like fucking cartoon style. They were both looking down and boom, right in the face. Genra and Rezik, you both spot a chicken. It's not a chicken that's easily spotted because it's a picture in the negative. There is the outline of a chicken made by a series of like wire structures and stone, but only from a certain angle does it line up to make a chicken in the white space. So spitting on the chicken would mean spitting through this particular gap.
Do you see that over there, Rezik? Oh God! Ugh.
Rezik hawks a big old wet one right through the chicken gap.
Well,
The
I hope that's satisfying for you because it was terrible. But
the guards topside don't accost you. They don't say a word. They just crank the gates open, and from somewhere within the stone wall, you just hear this. And
what the hell?
Well,
Paying our respects.
are we gonna
Weird.
leave or?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna ask the guard a few things.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're around. Go for it.
Hey, excuse me, guard.
top of the morning, boys and madam.
Oh, thank you.
Well, good morning. Hopefully you're having a pleasant day. With the do you remember the guy that kind of had those lizards a couple days back?
The one who got flogged. Yes, that was tip top.
What happened to his stuff?
What you mean?
He was a vendor. He sold a lot of stuff.
Oh, we
did you
ran
guys-
him out with all his wares.
You know where he headed?
I believe he was walking southward.
Okay, thank you. I greatly appreciate it. I toss him 5 copper.
Oh, a tipper. You guys
Then
head on.
I'm ready to go.
All
And
right.
tippoing is very disrespectful in Ashboro culture.
He spits on the copper. How dare you?
I take no bribes. I do my job.
All right. So where are you guys headed?
East.
You know, so you're not
To
you
Curio
don't want to
Shop.
chase the vendors south.
No, I don't. Not.
I
can
mean, we
just
could
see-
rob him.
Like you guys split up. Resic shows
Yeah,
up when
Rezik goes.
you guys rejoin, and all he's just got is a
15
backpack
lizards.
full of lizards. He's just got like 15
Guys,
jars.
look at all
Look
these-
what I found.
It was a bargain. I didn't even have to pay.
It just cost me the rest of my gold. 13 gold.
Mm.
So cheap.
Completely forgot the bomb.
That balm was
Oh,
handy.
oh,
We
yeah,
can get some more of that if we
balm.
can.
That's
You
why
still
I
got
wanted to go.
one application of balm. Maybe that'll be enough.
Probably
All right,
not. But
probably not. So you head east towards the marked location of the curio shop. You walk across hills and a little bit of plains until you do spot that copes. I think that's how you say that word. I've always read the word, but never said it out loud. Cops? Caps?
What is it?
Cops.
How do you
Cops.
spell
It's
it?
cops. According to Google,
Cops.
it's cops. COPSE. It's a small bundle of trees, a small grouping of trees, but not large enough to
Okay.
have called like a forest or anything like that,
Right.
or a wood. Yeah, a copse, a stand of firs, if you will. Yeah, just maybe a dozen firs kind of hanging out in a little bundle, and inside you see just the hints of some like lights and maybe a couple of colorful streamers from a distance, and you approach, and in fact there is. It looks like he's set up a shop in this little circular copse of firs. And he's got himself quite the little setup going. He's got maybe like a double long carriage converted into a shop and a home. Some streamers, a lot of little tinkle lights that kind of strung all over the place. And he is a kind of an aging strig. He looks like he's probably in the latter third of his life. And he hops around on one foot, not because he has to, but because he chooses to. And his right wing is like cut off at the shoulder.
Hello. Good day.
He turns his head 180. Afternoon.
Oh, another string. Lovely.
Another? Do you have a strig?
We do. Where are you?
He's standing right next to you. At this point, you also notice he's blind.
Oh, yes. He's actually standing right next to me, sir.
Oh. That's all he says.
Good afternoon.
Who might you be?
Oh, just adventures passing through.
Welcome to my shop of curios.
Do you want to ask the questions?
Actually, can we see your wares and what all are you
Yes,
saying?
we like to peruse, if you don't mind.
Oh, of course. He does a little acrobatic flip from the ground into his shop through
He's so
through the
capable.
window. Just boop, 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 boop.
Wow.
And it stands up. And when he stands back up from he lands in there and disappears, and then stands back up, and now he's got a hat on.
I was
Welcome.
super impressed.
To Cobblepot's Curios.
Cobblepots.
This is
Now.
an impressive setup.
What might you be interested in?
Well, let's take a look and see what you have.
No. That's not how Cobblepot's Curios works.
Okay.
You tell Cobblepot what you're interested in, and Cobblepot tells you what he has.
Do you need
Well-
some time to think, Resik? I actually have something that I'd be interested in, too.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you know of any magical instruments?
Oh, Cobblepot knows of many magical instruments.
Oh, well, what do you have in stock then?
Well, are you looking to beguile or bewitch? Perhaps you want to entrance or enchant.
Maybe enchant, I like that.
Ah, well, I happen to be in possession of the location. Of course, I don't have it here with me, but I have its location of a lyre strung with the gut of a particularly attractive young cat.
Oh,
Legend
Interesting.
says that the lyre, once strung, could charm the pants off any feline.
well, I mean, I wouldn't want to see a pantsless feline, but that actually sounds quite interesting. And you said there was one for, what was it, entrancing as well?
Oh, yes. If you're looking to be the piper, as it were, I do happen to know of a set of very large pipes that, when played, seem to have a certain power over the gerbine.
Interesting. Give me a moment. Both of those elsewhere. I assume you do not have them here.
Oh, no, I have the pipes. They're just
Oh.
difficult to move.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that might be problematic. Let me think about what I like, and Reza can go ahead with his questions.
I have like a few questions. All right. So, do you have any firebomb?
Fireball. Yes, I believe I have several fireballs.
Not fireball, balm.
Balm.
Like
Oh,
yeah,
like an
to help.
unguent. Perhaps a restorative cream.
No, this one specifically prevents corruption. Maybe you know a little bit of something about
The
that.
fire corruption balm. You know, a young man came by, not one day passed, and he seemed to be without home, and he sold me a great deal of goods and wares. I can't say that I needed them, but I had to have them anyways.
I completely understand where you're coming from there. Well, do you also have any bows? Maybe the magical sword?
Magical bows. Are you a player too? I do have a violin.
Not like an archery bow. Like
You're one of those arrow shooty fellows.
Yeah, I'm an arrow shooty fella.
Oh, yes. I believe, well, not a bow as per se. I do have a string that could be used upon a bow, or a violin.
I'm trying to wrap that around in my head.
I'd play that instrument.
Okay. Did you also happen to get some creatures in a jar, perhaps?
Oh, you mean the fire geckos?
Yes.
I did. I procured 18 fire geckos, and I keep them in a terrarium.
Well, are they attacking each other? Or?
No, well, I mean, they started out attacking each other, and then, strangest thing, one of them ate the next one, and then that one ate the next one, and so on and so forth, until there was only one. And
Did
I
he get
have to
bigger?
say, he's quite big.
Would you be interested in maybe having a fight with my gecko?
You want to fight your tiny fire gecko against
Oh.
my great fire lizard?
Charmander versus Jars.
Well, maybe at a price, because I assume mine's going to be possibly beaten, but
Oh, you want to make a bet, do you?
and I look at the rest of my team. What do you guys think?
You probably shouldn't feed your lizard to his lizard if you like it.
But what if mine wins, and then my blizzard becomes bigger?
Yes, I've heard sounding is quite painful if you're not accustomed.
Oh,
Lycus is like 50 feet that way, right?
Oh, God. There's too many things happening here.
It might get too big for your jar if it eats another one.
Oh, this one belongs in a terrarium.
Yeah, that's right. Then I wouldn't be able to hold them here.
I don't know if this is a good idea.
Maybe we can sell you this lizard, sir? To feed
Oh no,
to your
no, I
lizard?
have plenty of lizards. I think if
I
he got
thought
any
you said
bigger,
he ate them all.
yes, but I think if he got any bigger, I'd need a bigger terrarium.
You don't have anything that could, I don't know, hold him inside of it, but it shrinks him down to fit inside of the small trinket. You know what I mean?
Perhaps some sort of extra-dimensional space, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, I do have several of those. And you know, I have noticed that the fire lizard does not need to breathe.
Well, that works really well. I'm sure once you pop him out of whatever that is, he can breathe all he wants, and then he goes back in, and boop, no worries for you at all.
That is a genius idea. I might have to steal that. Maybe I'll even market such a thing. Oh,
You should. Sounds very convenient.
indeed.
Would you be willing to trade this said lizard, my lizard, for some of your fireball?
As I've mentioned, I have no need of greater lizards.
Okay. Well, how much is the firebomb going for?
Oh, the fireball? Well, you can have that for 1 gold piece per application.
Oh, per application.
Per
Oh my
style.
I'll take 6, please.
Oh, certainly, sir. Here you are, 2 full vials.
And then so I hand him six gold.
Yep, he takes you 6 gold. He hands you 2 full vials, and on the house, sir, I'll give you enough bandages to make applications upon, too. You know, good customers are hard to find. And he
Thank
gives you a small roll of bandages. Now,
We may need to buy more.
Do we
anything
want to buy more?
else? Anyone interested in curios? Anyone who'd like to do a favor to earn a favor? Anyone who'd like to buy something that you can't find?
I mean, I'm interested.
I am interested as well.
Well,
I might also be interested in another thing entirely of talking to somebody who is a long ways away, but who is not present and is a long ways away, and I don't otherwise have a way of talking.
oh, you're looking to send a message?
Yes.
Well, I do happen to know a very talented courier service here at the curio shop. It's manned by a small cavalcade of ants.
That sounds slow.
Yes, but effective.
That's quite true. Gavin
Huh.
leans over to Lycus and also whispers, "Don't you have that torch? The torch you should show."
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, you're right. I have something that you probably have never encountered once before. And in exchange for doing you the service of being able to possess this experience.
You're selling
For yourself.
experiences. Now we're talking my line of work.
Yes. And in exchange for holding this item, this will be in exchange for the favor that you've otherwise discussed.
Oh, you're looking to do a favor to earn a favor.
Yes.
Well, I'm not looking to take any favors, but I could do a
Well-
favor. Well, but
I
however,
see.
sir, I'm intrigued by this experience you're offering. How about, I could send your aunt a message, or, well, I do know a thing that no one knows and can't be bought. I could trade that for an experience.
I see. Genra, which one?
What'd you say you cut out?
Which one should you
Genra,
pick?
which one should I do?
Oh, good question. I'm not really sure. It's not really my place to make such a decision for you, but
I mean, it's either a message for Lily, but it may be too late.
yes, indeed, it very well may be too late.
I need to at least make the effort, so I should probably have that happen.
But
Make that.
wouldn't it just go to waste then?
Well, yes, but at the same time, at least then I have done my duty in trying to make it right by
Who is judging you? That's my
myself.
question. Then you should be less judgmental.
I'm
and
incredibly
harsh.
judgmental of myself. I'm supposed to be some sort of savage but also suave individual, and
Yes. Sometimes you just have to let fate happen and be comfortable in that. You don't always have to try until you let things get away from you that you could have chosen otherwise. So I don't know. I can't choose for you. It's not my place.
I look over. We're looking for information. We need information.
Indeed. That's what I'm interested in.
he's
Mr.
agonizing
Cobblepot?
over this. He's agonizing over the decision. Is like his hands are like rubbing up and down his cheeks as he's trying. His eyes are closed as he's trying to make up his mind.
I can tell you're agonizing over the decision, boy. Hoo-hoo!
Yes, of course I am.
Why don't you think upon it? Anyone else have any
Oh,
curious
what about
questions?
you said the thing about the viol, the bow for the viol.
Yes, I have a string that could be used for a bow or a bow.
And what does the string do, perhaps?
Oh, well, it's a talent string.
Talent string.
It grants excess talent. Or
Talent for
perhaps
for
you might
what?
say it stores excess talent.
Stores excess talent?
Yes.
I don't quite understand.
Well, that's all right, boy. That's why it's a curio.
Ah, I see. Yes. Hmm. Well, anyone else? I'm gonna think about things for a moment. Anyone else?
Sure. Yes. Could you tell me? I have this old normal lyre, and I'd like to trade it in and put that towards payment on one of your magical lyres.
Well, now magical goods and wares, my dear, they cost quite a bit. Your lyre, I can tell, has been used with a great deal of love, and that does up its value quite substantially. However, not quite magically. Now, I could perhaps take your lyre and its love, and with a bit of extra gold, I might be persuaded to tell you the location of this lyre. Or you could do me a favor if you don't have any gold.
What would the favor be?
Oh, that's not how curios work, my dear. You agree to do a favor, and then you get told what the favor is.
Of course. And how much gold would it cost me?
An extra 250 just for the location.
Goodness. Well.
And that's with the well-loved lyre discount.
Yes. What do you guys think I should do? Do you think I should just give it up and get my lyre back? I don't want to be indebted to somebody and never be able to get what I need and die from some crazy request.
I wouldn't give up your lyre for anything unless there was another lyre coming back, because you need it, right?
Well, I mean, yes, but if I agree to this favor, and given that it's not a very long quest I must go on, I could get the lyre, a new one, a better one, a magical one, shortly.
Wouldn't you need your lyre to help you get the new lyre? Maybe he could loan you a kazoo?
You know what? That is not such a terrible idea. Perhaps.
What are all these numbers?
There's a lot of
Yes.
numbers happening.
Many D100s.
Okay, that helps me make the decision.
Many
All right.
D100s. Oh.
Uh-oh.
He's back. All right.
Well, I guess I'll just take my old lyre back. I'm not quite certain I'm ready to part with it.
One wouldn't want to lose something so very well loved.
No, I guess not.
When he gives you your lyre back, it feels oddly comforting.
This is a good decision. I made the right decision.
Anyone else? Curios for the curious.
Oh, yes. We're looking for, well, I guess I'm looking for a cure for a curse or an affliction of some kind, causing my fingers to turn black. One by
yes,
one.
the finger blackening curse. I've heard of this.
Really?
No.
That's an odd. That's going to be an oddly specific name, so. It makes sense that you're merely japing.
Indeed. A jest, a jape.
So, I wish I could ask you, but being blind and all, you wouldn't even know if anybody'd come through the Black Hands, right? Or do you have a way of knowing?
No, boy, I can't see a thing.
How about, have you heard anybody in service to the Predator or a Predator of some kind?
Ooh, a predator, you say? Yes, I know many in my lifetime who have been in service to predators. Most of them in the Western country.
Oh, yeah. Maybe wait, how far west?
Beyond the Bladed Hills, boy.
I've been out that way, like in Natural Order.
Yes, that was the name of the town. I once spent a summer there, as doing my curio shop goods there. You know, just outside of town. They're a bit odd inside town, says the most odd person you've ever met. And I saw many predators and prey.
Indeed, that's a very literal way of looking at it, but it makes sense. Do you know anything of the druids of the Scorched Grove?
The tenders of the fire-blackened forest.
Yes, that's another way to put it.
I've met
But
several.
by the comment.
What
When
of
was the
them?
last time?
Oh, perhaps 4 years?
Oh, so it's been a little while.
Quite some time. Druids not ones to need curios very often.
I suppose that makes sense.
What did they want?
Oh, well, this young man was looking for a particularly strong amulet.
Oh, was it purple?
No, it was white.
Huh. Did he tell you what he needed it for?
He said he needed to... what was it? What was it he said? Trap some evil?
Wow. Do you remember his name by chance?
Perhaps it was... No, I believe I called him Kitty.
Kitty.
Yes, he prowled up to my stand. I thought I was going to be it, but then he was a man.
Oh, that sounds like... What was his name?
Roland?
I called him Kitty.
Well, yes, you were not mistaken by that. What would Roland make it?
Not to be rude, sir, but when did you lose your vision?
Oh, 8 months back.
Oh no, what happened?
Oh, a mistake. Accidents with a curio. You know, these things happen.
What kinds of accidents happen to you to
Madam,
make you lose your
He
sight?
deals with magic.
one should not ask after a man's secrets.
I mean, you're a man of curio. I
That's
assumed it was.
true. And if you're looking to purchase my
photographed.
secrets, you certainly can. But you can't ask
Is it
about
like
them.
a secret recipe?
It could be. Who knows?
Hmm. Interesting. Very interesting. Not very helpful. Well,
Well,
have we finished our business here?
Oh,
All right, I've made my decision.
Thank
I
you.
want to send a message
oh, a message you say through the ant line.
through the ant line.
Excellent. And to whom is your message?
It will go to a one.
To what?
It will go to a Miss Lily.
Miss Lily. Now, I believe you're going to have to describe this for the ants. I'm not sure they're going to know
Yes.
who Lily is.
Is it better to describe it by word or by?
Well, the ants are very small, so if you make an image of some kind, it will look extremely large. I'm not sure they'll really grasp the scope.
It cut out in
Unless-
the middle of it.
Can you draw a very small picture?
Yes, I can make a very small picture.
Excellent. That will
He,
do
he
nicely.
pulls out a tiny little cube. He pulls out a needle and pokes it, and
Okay.
it has a picture of one of the amulets no longer has the symbol on it.
Okay.
So there's only one amulet of that. But he makes a tiny little cube with a picture of Lily on it for the.
You make this tiny cube, and he says, "One moment, I must call the ants." And,
wait. Lycus, what's our end of the bargain on this?
Oh, I have to provide him some experience he's never had.
He's promised me an experience, boy.
Yes, an experience.
Oh, okay.
So he leans out of his cart and, "Hello, auntie boys, auntie girls, it's time. A message for the ant line." Nothing happens for like a solid 2 minutes, but he's standing there, fucking blind ass eyes, just like do 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 do. Like 3 minutes go by, and a line of like maybe like 30 or 40 ants just kind of like crawls its way up the large wooden wheel and sits on just in a line on the top half of the wheel. Show the picture to the ants.
The term snail mail comes to mind.
Do you show the picture to the ants?
Yes.
The ants all kind of crowd up, and they take a look, and they just leave. All right, the ants have it. What's your message?
The message is tell Roland. Is that Roland knows what he is doing, and his corruption seems
what?
It seems willing,
Ah.
and that he is attempting to. He is acting in accordance with the corruption, knowingly, not because he is compelled.
Oh, a nefarious message about a feline fiend.
Yes.
And the message will be sent. Thank you, son. Now, an experience.
Let me tell you a story, and he is going to tell the story of Pontus and.
What about my torch? I was told I'd get to hold a torch.
Oh, and the torch. Yes, you hold the torch very briefly while I tell you the story.
See, he's got his one functional arm, and he holds it out, and he grabs the torch, and you start telling the story. And when you get to the torch part, he seems to know that he's supposed to raise the torch.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you recount the tale. Roll performance.
As soon as he holds it up, say, "Careful, it'll burn your hand."
And it's terrible.
It's a horrible recounting.
It's a horrible recounting. It's a
many-
horrible experience. but I
Hang on,
promise to
I'm
do
helping
it.
him with the performance.
You skip
Yeah, I was gonna
many
say, what about
important
Oh wait, I
details.
can't. I can't help him. Never mind. I wanted to. Though.
You skip many important details, but he still seems to enjoy it. He hands back the torch and, an experience I had not yet had. I've never been a torch bearer, but now I feel as though I've lived through that Strig's feet, through his hands, through his burnt mind.
Burnt mind?
Do 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 do.
Oh, no.
Any other
no.
curios?
Back it up a little
Wait.
bit.
What do you mean, my
You
burnt
just-
mind?
You just touched on that, and we want to know more.
Oh, you want to know something no one knows? Well, that will cost you.
Yes, well, we will. How much money do I have?
Not
So,
much.
Not enough.
5 silver or
Well,
something? I can't
one of
No,
you has
you
a
have
lot
at
of
least
money.
6. It's no. Well, who's? Oh, I know who it is.
There you go.
But yeah,
But
but she should
as,
at least have.
as a group, you guys have like 20 gold.
I gave you all my gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave us 20.
I have like 50 something.
Did
Yeah,
you,
I have 54.
did you spend all your all that money I gave you?
Well, that I had to spend some of it to learn the extra tool.
Oh, right, those things. I forgot about
Yeah.
those.
Hmm.
Maybe we could do a favor for you. You mentioned
Ooh.
earlier you had a request that needed dealing with.
Oh, yes, I have favors that need doing, and favors I could be granting.
Would that be
Are
enough
they
for you
group
to
favors or
give us this
individual
knowledge?
favors?
Well, that depends on what you're looking for, son. Now, if you're looking for something like, well, maybe a bowstring, I could do a small favor. But if you're looking for information no one knows, that would be a large favor.
Gera looks over, and she is very compelled, and she says something to the extent of, "Let me tell you something here. Something very dangerous is happening, and it threatens the lives of every single person in this whole stretch of land. All the way from the avium to the bounds of, well, you know, nowhere. So, listen to me. We need all of the clues that we can gather, and we need them quickly, efficiently, and without bother. Now, we don't have a lot. We're a very, a very rough and rugged group of people, and we deserve to know the truth, and we are trying to help everyone, including you, sir. So please help us."
And I'm running out of fingers fast.
Madam,
And he might be in trouble, serious trouble. Now tell us what you meant by "but mind."
now that was a compelling speech, madam. Have you ever heard of the H5N1?
No?
Well,
The bird folk.
let me tell you a tale of a plague that swept this land long before you were a twinkle in your father's eye. We called it the bird folk flu, and it threatened the very livelihood of the entire wood. Everyone was under compulsion, everyone was compelled to stay inside, to flee their homes and their terrible foes. And many died. You see, madam, people are dying all the time. It's the fact of life. And compelling though your speech is, it doesn't move the curios.
But was it an experience you had not had yet?
Not at all! I lived through the H5N1!
Ah.
Well, you know what? I don't even know if you'd tell us the truth if you did tell us anything.
Those are the risks you run from curios.
I just walk away.
Okay.
Hmm. You know, I didn't. Shoot. I feel like we really do need this information. And I have something that is one of a kind that I can guarantee you do not have.
Oh,
I,
who or
I,
what are you offering?
He's gonna.
I elbow him, and I pull out one of my arrowheads, and I just nudge him.
What?
And I'm just like, and I'm holding out the arrowhead for him.
Ugla, make an intelligence check.
Ugla's like,
Damn it.
does he want to kill him? That doesn't seem right.
I'm not pulling out an arrow, just an arrowhead.
Actually, make it wisdom, Ugla. Sorry. Roll wisdom.
I mean, it's still a 13 on the die.
It is. But the 14's better. 13 on the die still, actually. You think he's trying to convince you to sell his arrowhead, not your sword.
Oh. Okay. Ugla's like, it occurs to me, he's like, wow, I don't think he even knows about what I was going to offer, but okay. Yes, I have an arrowhead made of pure star metal.
Star metal? Is this a metal from the stars or a star made of metal?
It is a metal descended from the very heavens, nearly unbreakable.
Are you sure that I've never seen this before, sir? I do have sky metal.
Is it small amounts? Small balls?
Yes, it came in the form of a small handful of what I would call ball bearings.
They brought them over here. Those jerks. I gave them to them as a gift.
You gotta think about the things you're handing out to NPCs in the world.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to reveal to you something very, very precious. The last vestige of my old life. The
A
only
secret,
one
you say?
in the world. No.
No?
Not a secret.
Not a secret. Well, then what
Something
makes
much
this
more
special?
deeper and personal.
That sounds like a secret.
Well, there's many secrets attached to it.
Oh. I'm listening.
Do you promise you'll tell me absolutely everything you know about your burnt mind comment and the nature of the affliction that is currently befallen?
Well, that depends on how juicy your secret is. How can I make the promise and I do not know what I'll receive?
Well,
You're
if it satisfies you,
Well,
you won't hold back.
that seems a little nefarious, don't you think? What if I just said it didn't?
And I'm gonna look at him real close. I might be able to tell.
Oh, a man who thinks he can see the lies within the eyes. But my eyes are burnt, sir.
Oh, your eyes are burnt?
Yes, can't you see the scarring? He gets uncomfortably close to your face.
Have you befallen the same affliction or been exposed to something similar?
Yes, sir, a curio. Nothing like yours, of course, I'm sure.
No. Mine was also caused by a curio. It was caused by his
Indeed.
torch over there.
Oh, the torch burnt him. Are you saying that I'm going to be burnt? I held that torch.
No. I felt it burn me. And, my finger turned black and didn't turn back. And then yesterday, I woke up and a second finger had turned black. I wonder if anything has spread beyond your eyes.
No, it doesn't seem like anything like that, sir. I've had
You wouldn't be able to feel it.
Oh, no, I can feel quite effectively. Don't you worry. The curio
When did you-
Yes?
Where did you lose your other wing?
Oh, that was many moons ago, madam.
Not like 8 months, moons.
No.
Okay. Carry on.
You see, the curio that took my sight granted me perceptive options.
Oh, so maybe this isn't a negative affliction?
I would call it a negative and a positive, yes.
Hmm.
I
So you
lost
traded
and I
something to
gained.
gain something else.
I did,
Mhm.
as is the world of curios.
Well,
Hmm.
maybe I should just ride this out then.
Maybe.
Okay. All of a sudden, I'm a lot less interested in your information. Thank you for helping us.
I'm glad to be of service. Remember, son, never nothing for something.
Hmm. I've lived a lot of that, sir. I think we'll be all right.
I look around. Are we not wanting to do any favors for this guy?
I hesitate to do any favors for anyone.
Kosher's over here like side quests, loot, and the rest of y'all are
Well,
like, creepy.
well, we could give it our best shot, but if you set it as a request of a large magnitude for such a interesting, unknowable piece of information.
What about this talent string that he was talking about?
A thing for me?
Or Lysic. Lycus, sorry.
Ooh, the Lysic curse hits again.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, what about me?
It's, I don't know exactly what the talent means, but we could learn together, and then we could decide who it would better benefit.
Your bard is
If-
is Genra, not Lycus.
I was
But he
like,
was
wait,
looking for he was asking about the string as well. Is
He-
why I
he's
was.
asking about a bowstring. I thought.
He is.
Yeah.
It is, but it can also be a viola
Yeah,
string.
I guess you could use it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was mentioned as a bowstring for a viol, which is slightly different than a bowstring.
Okay.
So-
Never mind.
Much thinner.
What's magic? Maybe it can do both.
I suppose we could try to figure something out here to learn a little bit more about it, or do part of a favor. Eat.
Or we could just
All the
go about our way. I'm impartial.
Okay,
either way.
I'm kind of it's the thing is I kind of understand the madness a little bit, because in some ways, for everything we give up we gain something else. It's an equivalent exchange, if you will. Whether it's time to gain experience, whether it's effort and swing of arm to make something new out of something that wasn't there before. Like, for example, making the star medal that he now has, or the sky medal that he now has, and working it and coming up with my own fabrication methods for it.
Well, we could trade time for knowledge.
Are you offering time, son?
I mean,
One's
we're
time is
traveling
very
east.
precious, son.
So a little amount of time would get us a large sum of something.
Yes. As long as the
Why
time
can't we-
was particular.
well, we have three very youthful people here in front of you.
They are young sounding.
All very young. Can't we work together, though? Surely you want to be cured of your blindness, just as I want to be cured of my hand blight.
No,
Why
I
not
think
tell
I
us-
like my new perceptive qualities. I was getting old anyway. Sight was going to fail me someday.
Hmm.
So what do you see now?
Many and more, and sometimes less.
I can appreciate the cryptic. I don't know. I don't need anything else in particular right now. Nothing. Nothing. I don't have any strong compulsion to do anything.
Well,
All
now,
right, gang.
come, young folks. Make a choice. Make a decision. Do you want a curio? Do you want help? Do you want knowledge? Are you willing to trade goods, wares, time, love? What would you give to get what you need?
Increase.
I could kill some monsters for you.
A favor for a favor. This is something I offered, yes.
It is.
I mean, we're kind of headed east, meanderingly, looking for two people in two large towns that are very, very far away. We kind of do have time to see if we can get some help from this dude. And he definitely has a lot of stuff.
To the group. I've been listening to your back and forth with this man. What do we really want here? He's right. Do we want knowledge? Do we want an ability that will help us in our quest to understand this whole situation? What is it that we seek?
Well, I'd like to know what kind of strange curse or disease I have, but at least he told me that it's not all negative.
He didn't tell you that it was all negative. He said it was not all negative for him, but it sounds like he willingly made a bargain. I don't think you made a bargain of such willingness, did you?
No, I'm already kind of devoted to something else.
Did he though?
I don't know. Did he?
I get the ability to make fires in my sleep. It's kind of cool, right?
Oh goodness! So
Maybe he's
I
corrupted and doesn't
suppose the difficulty is, and this is going to be yet another curio, is that we do not know what we do not know,
Right.
and we either need to accept and be comfortable with that, or attempt other.
I feel like this may be just an easy fix, but we really don't know what we're doing, so it kind of seems pointless.
I think we should do some work for this guy. Get y'all some items that can help make you more powerful. Get me some knowledge. See what we can learn before we head east. Get a little experience under our belts. I mean, outside of our initial adventure, we haven't really accomplished anything yet.
So, could you tell me what kind of favors you've had others do before?
Well, it depends on the size of the favor.
So give me a scale range.
Well, a small favor. Maybe you're looking for a bit of information. Maybe you want to know how to get in, how to get across a certain barrier. So, so small favors. Maybe you travel into a nearby cavern and defeat a snake and bring me its eggs, which are particularly delicious. Medium favor. Perhaps you're looking for the secrets to defeat a particularly devious foe. Maybe I send you to a foe of my own and have you take care of them. Large favor, though. Those are the special kind, and they would depend very specifically on what you're trying to gain.
Well, that makes sense, but doesn't really help us that much. I mean, I guess, what do each of us want? We know that you, Ugla, want knowledge of your situation, perhaps of the entire situation with Pontus and all of them.
Right, that would blow the whole thing open if I knew it had afflicted me.
And you're personally invested in it with your given situation with your hand, so that makes a lot of sense. That look. And then Retic, it sounds like you would like better equipment, which makes sense.
I want anything that helps us avoid failure. I
Sure.
think we should do all of the above, but I don't believe that's realistic. So we need to choose wisely on this.
And then Lycus, what is it that you really want? You've already sent your message.
Well, perhaps I'll find out more as I keep going. It's terrible. You don't really know what you want until you.
Exactly. I don't know. I suppose we could do one of ours. I mean, whichever one you'd like to do between Rasek and Ugla. And then we can decide, to go out on a quest of sorts and a favor for a favor. I just hope this doesn't end up clouding our perspective and taking up too much of our time. And I certainly don't want to give up my youth, so I'm just going to say that one now. But
Getting old's not all bad.
well, getting young is also not bad, so.
Oh, madam, I wouldn't take your years from you.
Sure. So what will it be?
Oh, one other question. Super fast. Do you have anything that might prevent fire corruption? Maybe something we could wear that would prevent it?
Like armor?
Sure.
If you
maybe
don't
a
get
piece of
if you
armor.
don't get bit, you don't get corrupted.
Oh. No sort of magical amulet or anything that could prevent it?
I sold him the balm.
Oh, yes. I suppose that's afterwards. So maybe something that I was hoping for maybe something that could prevent it as soon as you
Well, that'd be like armor, wouldn't it?
I suppose, in a roundabout way.
I have armor.
Okay, thank you.
All right, friends, it's time to make a decision. We've spent 10 times as much hours as Randy thought we would at this particular curio shop, and it's time.
My vote's with Ugla.
So your vote is not to vote.
He's voting for the quest for knowledge, the large favor. Is there any way that you could make it convenient for us? Like maybe what you require for the lyre string and what you require for the knowledge no one knows. Maybe they're in a similar location, so we could do them on the same trip.
I don't need a string, by the way. I'm very happy with my lyre, as it is.
I don't think I could give my lyre for anything but her lyre, now that I've seen it. But the bowstring, yes, I suppose I could make a small favor and a large favor in the same direction.
I'll stand by the decision of everyone else.
Well, there's a very unique problem in that we can't know if we're capable of what you ask until you ask. And we wouldn't agree to something we're not capable of.
If we agree
That's
we
the problem.
can't do it, then we just will have to be okay with not receiving anything.
Indeed, she has the right idea.
Oh, okay. Well, then just tell us what the hell you need.
First, we must make a bond.
No.
No.
As soon as the paperwork came out, he was out.
Yep.
I'm a follower of Altus. I take no bonds.
What type type of bond are we talking here?
Well, I wouldn't want to give you any sort of special information without any guarantee of recompense.
So you'd hold us to a fire?
Yes. Proverbially, of course.
Is there a contract of sorts?
Indeed. A contract exactly.
Would the contract tell us what we're required to do?
Yes.
But we don't have to sign or bond or anything until we read it?
No.
In its entirety?
Quite the opposite.
If we read it, we are...
All right, I'm out
to
of the
it?
situation. I'm
This
gonna
is
keep
wrong.
going.
Let us go.
Thank you for your time,
Yes,
Mr.
thank you so
Curmudgeon.
much.
Have a wonderful evening.
Cobblepot. Whatever your name was.
Please, find your way back to Cobblepot's Curios when you are in need.
What a waste of my time. I think I just grew older by being in that wretched place.
I mean,
There was no way he was going to give more than he took, and I'm not comfortable with that.
I mean, he is a man of collections, so yes, whatever he does has to be in his best interest only.
Of course.
so.
Or in the best interest of whatever he serves, which is
Right.
very uncomfortable.
Perhaps we have something to do along the way. Whatever we do, maybe there'll be something that comes up eventually that we could use to bargain with him that directly involves him. I mean, somebody out there has to have something on this man.
Or we can go, see what's there to be seen, and come back with an experience for him.
Sure. Or we could just
Or
gouge
money.
his eyes out.
He seemed to like money.
Or money. I can definitely work some money
He
angle.
does take money. He also accepts the currency of time.
Never giving that up.
I'm very curious
No,
about
no,
what that
no.
means. I mean, I did just spend the last year training to go back and save Winnowing Reach, only to find nothing had changed except for the mayor.
Indeed.
And now we're just wandering around doing very little. So
Indeed.
I kind of feel like we
It's
do have time.
Almost
How
like he
much-
stole a year of our time.
How much would you pay for some free plot exposition? What's it worth to Ugla?
Well,
To know
his ace.
exactly where he needs to go and what he needs to do.
I mean, I guess that kind of runs the fun of it all, just to have an expressway to that. I was more
Or
interested
saves
in
us literal
gaining a
months.
damn level by completing some quest of some kind.
That's
True.
also an option. I mean, side quests are quests.
Yeah, but then the problem is that Ugla's very uncomfortable with the idea of contracts or making himself bound to something he doesn't understand.
I agree.
Of course.
But you have less scrupulous companions. Make one of them do it.
That would be super unethical. He'd advise them against doing it. They'd have to
Wow.
volunteer. Maybe an upgraded bowstring or an upgraded tiny cannon.
Perhaps we should write a contract of our own, and he has to agree to our terms.
Oh, if he likes contracts that much, that's a good idea.
Yes. Maybe
That way we don't
maybe
sign
that's
one of
what
his
we do.
spooky ones.
But do we have any way to bond it?
Do you have any way
I
of enforcing
mean-
it?
We could tell
Your
him
word?
we do, and
I
then
could-
we don't.
Hold him down and put a lizard on him.
That's very true. You do have a corrupted lizard.
I mean, people who are fond of contracts are usually fond of contracts.
Put some very particular wording in, and maybe we'll do the persuading. I don't know. Do we really even need to worry about this man? I mean, we could just go on a merry way and go to the avium or go to Alderheart or whatever order we'd like to do it, and just be on our way.
Yeah. Maybe we'll come across something interesting on the way there.
Like an experience.
Yes.
Which we
Like on
can
the
bring,
experience. I'm sorry.
bring back to this guy. That's a good idea. All right.
This sounded way too much like the sort of encounter in stories where someone trades away their true love's first kiss.
Right, he swindles away our life force or something.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, he's definitely not dealing above board.
Look, all I'm asking for is one of your hours. You have so many to give.
One of our what? You cut out.
One of your hours. You have so many to give.
Hours.
And here's what
RL
you're doing
hours
for the next
or-
hour.
An hour. If he said that in character, Ugla would have been like, "Well, I guess an hour. Okay."
Well, you didn't. You never. You got spooked out by the time thing. You didn't ask.
If he didn't make it so creepy,
I mean,
it might have been okay.
That's kind of the point, though.
Exactly.
So we're leaving.
Yeah, we're leaving. I want to go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we-
we're
Rezzik's done.
leaving.
He's
Okay.
absolutely had it.
Yeah, I think we're too. I think we're too good to work with this guy. He's a little
Or
too
too
on the dark side.
cautious.
Yeah, or too
Yeah.
cautious. Like the
Right.
side quests for free magical gear are just side quests for free magical gear.
Right.
It's only when you start asking about plot that you have to risk some real shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But you could have done any of the above, and you decided to do none, and that's just
Okay.
fine.
So the side
Uh-huh.
quest for a magic bowstring doesn't require a contract.
Oh, it would, but it would have been a much less creepy one. It would have
It's a
been
mundane. I
Yeah.
promise.
Go collect
you do
this
these
thing.
services
Yeah, it'd have
in
been
exchange for this.
yeah, it'd have been like I the other side do hereby swear to return with the egg of a snake, and when I do, the curio vendor agrees to give me this bowstring.
Can we rewind and just do that? Just
Nope.
some small thing. We
Oh
made no
my-
progress.
Nope.
No.
It was very organic. It was
We
really
are
organic. It was
leaving.
really
Play out
good the way things were.
the scene played out exactly as it should have, and that's how you felt, so that's the way it went.
Indeed. Okay.
No regrets.
No regret.
Maybe
no
we'll
regrets.
No
happen.
regretties.
Maybe we'll happen upon a mysterious traveler on the road who has a story to tell us.
Keep up.
Maybe
We
you'll
could have
just
made up our own story.
maybe you'll just have to go back. It's not as though you can't return places.
Right, exactly. We could totally go back to this place at any point in time.
This
On
is-
our way back to Ashborough.
This isn't
Yeah.
like your first game dungeon where you guys literally never went back anywhere ever.
We just kept going and going and going.
Yep.
We've returned to the main city, though, right?
We went
like,
back to Fort
like
Friendly.
9 months later.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
Really
great.
long
And I
time.
don't mean in
Well-
months, I mean 9 real life
Yes.
months.
Real
later.
life.
We
Yes.
actually didn't return. Well, okay,
You went,
we
you went
did.
back to
did.
the
No, we
you went-
did.
You went back to the
It was just
starter
very different.
city.
Yes.
You,
Oh,
like
yeah.
near the very end, and you went back to Fort Friendly once, long like after the white.
It was
had
so
spread.
different, though.
Yeah.
It barely
Yeah.
counts as
Yeah.
going to the same place.
Yeah, it was.
Many mistakes were made.
Many mistakes were made, and everyone just went along with Souls.
Yeah,
It
Why
was
not?
great.
There were a lot of decisions where everyone was just like, "Okay, yeah, let's go." Very
I think.
questionable
I
choices.
think. What I think. Oh God, what was his name? Shit.
Owahe.
Yes. Yeah. You already knew the rest of my
Oh,
thought.
yeah.
I think whatever Owahe happened to do was what moved the plot forward. Owahe blows open a rock, unleashes ancient evil. Okay.
All right, guess that's the plot
Fuck.
now. Let's go.
Right.
God.
Oh,
I
I
don't even
hate-
want to think about it. It hurts.
Lights some incredible amount of shit on fire. Oh,
What would that game?
Guess the
have-
party's dying.
have
Also, the Tiefling Bard just randomly doing.
yes. I think this group is the
Yes.
opposite of our other group.
been? Yes, we're trying to be
Exceptionally
very
cautious.
intentional.
We're very
Yes.
cautious.
What?
I mean,
We learn.
It's not a bad thing to be cautious as long as you're not stopping the story by being cautious.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Which we definitely paused the story quite a bit tonight.
Oh, we
Our
paused it for
2 hour-
45 minutes because we were just like, we don't know what's going on.
We-
right.
Stay wait.
we-
You guys have been at this vendor for an hour and 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
See?
We've already given them an hour.
And then
I
we left.
expected this to be like 20 minutes, gonna give him a
Yep.
side quest,
Yeah.
And we'll get some free loot going. Nope.
Yeah.
Hour and 20
Cannot
minutes.
predict what
Literally
will
nothing happened.
It was too creepy. It was too creepy.
It was so complicated. Gosh. And he's very expensive. Or we're just really poor.
You guys are very poor, but you haven't
We're
done
not doing
much.
enough side
I keep
quests.
buying things.
No, we're afraid to
We're-
do
we're
side
also-
quests by creepy people.
Well, the main quest you were handed, you avoided because it was too scary, and then
Yeah.
now the side quests you could have been handed, you avoided because they were too scary.
We're too scared. We need to gain some freaking confidence.
That's what it is.
Be a little daring. All right, fine.
To the party who just had like 2 party members nearly die like less than a week.
That's because you made a lot of poor
Yeah.
choices in a very
That's
dangerous
also fair.
area.
And
okay,
a lot of bad rolls.
and yeah,
And
an
a lot of bad
An
rolls.
entire day of horrific rolls. Not that they were much better
It
tonight, except for
happens.
thankfully Pepper's here.
I have to come around so I can at least try to help you guys out.
Please don't leave us.
Well, all
Oh
right.
my
You
gosh.
guys continue on to the east, probably headed back towards Meadowfen. But we'll pick up there on Thursday.
It's our 3rd time in Meadowfen. You can't say we don't return there.
That's true. You guys go back to
That's
Meadowfen
right.
frequently.
It's our favorite.
This is a lot smaller of a
Mhm.
map, though. This is not as big as that first one.
Yeah, that's true. The Thursday game map was like 10 times the size of
Vast.
this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Lycus, your shop might have earned you some money.
it's not a he didn't leave a shop to accrue gold. He let them use his forge.
Oh, you can't retroactively
long as they
charge.
Burn it
charge.
down.
No.
That was
Yeah.
the stipulation.
His
No,
only
no,
stipulation
burn it
was
down.
don't break it.
Dang.
Yep. I mean, he can come back and be like, "All right, guys, can we?" You know, the thing is though, is he's trying to just be, spread good.
Right.
Right.
And he can always go back to his forge and use it as a shop. But they're
Yep.
like he didn't
Yep.
stand up a business when he left.
Right.
All right. Everybody wave goodbye. Thank you, those of you out there on the internet who stuck around. We appreciate you. We'll catch you on Thursday. We play this game twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll see you then.
You don't need a kill.